Good morning, Sassy fam, and happy Sunday to you all, or whatever day it is you're seeing this, right? I hope you are well. I hope you are fabulous. Just want to remind everybody that beginning tomorrow, the in-depth for the 3-month overview, that is March, April, May, will start to roll out for all 12 signs. Fire sign, your in-depth 3-month will be on Monday. Air sign, yours will be on Tuesday. Earth sign, yours will be on Wednesday. And water sign, of course, will be on Thursday. That being said, there will be no Thursday check-in as everybody's getting it in-depth for the week. Yeah, cool stuff that I saw there for you all. And yes, I will try to make this a regular feature to the channel, rotate the 3-month in-depth every couple of months or so. I've already decided upon that. That's settled. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. And why not? We all deserve a bonus read from time to time. You know what I'm saying? All right. But yeah, saw some cool stuff, like I said, and I hope that it serves you. You know, the readings, that's why we're here. I hope they help you. I hope they serve you. So you let me know. So much going on, but good things, all good things. You know, the column continues to receive excellent feedback. I don't want to go into it, but yeah, it continues to do very well and getting great reviews there. And I'm just appreciative doesn't begin to cover it. Feeling blessed doesn't begin to cover it. That I get to do what I do, that I love. It's everything. And on that subject of writing, I can say that I have begun the process, you know, feeling out the edges of an outline to a larger project. I guess you would generally refer to it as a book. I've been through this before, and it is kind of a daunting task because you have to put so much of yourself into it. There was a time when I was producing quite a few short stories and poems, and that was very well. It went very well for me. But with the book, I have tried to approach that before, and I put myself into it, but without a very strong understanding of the end goal. I've learned a lot since then from my experiences and my successes and failures. So I can honestly say I'm reapproaching this idea of a book with, I think, a much stronger point of view of what needs to be done and the kind of energy that it requires. It's tentative, but it's hopeful. I want every chapter to be like an episode from Breaking Bad, right? And it just hits, just that intensity all the time, maintaining that level of intensity. So anyway, writing, I guess you can say, is going very, very well. Thank you all once more so much for asking. I'll be doing the spring planting soon. We just got to get out of this, what I'm assuming most likely is our last cold snap. But I've got a lovely, simple garden planned for the front this year. I'm really decided to double down on the roses since they did so well last year. Not everything takes in my soil. It's largely highly alkaline, so things can be quite the experiment. We're going to go ahead and double down on the roses and maybe some lantana, African violets, things like that. I am not the world's foremost expert on anything green, but I do enjoy those things that I do work with. And this early spring, got some lovely conferences to look forward to that I like to attend from time to time. It's just a continuing education thing, either in the realm of counseling or in writing. I enjoy attending conferences in both. You never know who you'll connect with and what it is they might impart upon you. And take what you know and develop it further. It's always cool. I always take away a little something from attending conferences, you know? All right, you guys, what are we doing today? We are doing, of course, the general overview, what I call a 369. It is an energetic snapshot, if you will, of the most current energies over the next several days and or weeks. Sometimes I will see stuff that is further out, but for the most part is meant to capture what's going on, like right now. Energy immersion, if you will. We will put down some advice, and then we will kind of push the oracle cards today, and as well as charms, of course. Like always with the general overview and all reading types, take what resonates, leave what does not. If there's more than one energy clearly apparent to you that I personally did not call out, right, or talk about, then you feel free to reverse those energies as you see fit. These are, after all, general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all or necessarily include other energies. That being said, if it doesn't resonate at all, which is normal, check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere, okay? Other than that, just to remind folks, there will be no Thursday check-in next week because of the in-depth reads. I may or may not get around to the shorts. We'll just see if I can make space for it, you know? But yeah, there you go. Sunday check-in will resume as normal for the week as well. I will see you at your sign, which will be timestamped in the description box as well as the comments, like always. And I will see you for your in-depth. Everybody, take care. Be well. Leo, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on, please? Show me, Leo, what is going on for Leo. Thought I was going to use another deck, but like, nah. This one has grown on me quite a bit. It's like I'd rather just stick to my favorite for the time being. I'm less and less inclined to switch up decks these days, and that's fine. What's going on, please? Oh my, the Lovers, King of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. Yeah. Oh wow. Let's keep on then. 10 of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. Ooh, wow. 6 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, and the 4 of Cups. Okay. Wow, very powerful connection between you and someone else. It looks like it's intermingling, I suppose, now. Wow, it looks very official. It looks very strong-willed. Strong mind, strong determination. Gosh, I got 2 people showing up for this connection. So it hits you both roughly in the same way, in that respective meaning and significance and importance. Something's happening here. Something's growing. Something's developing. First, it starts out very formal. Okay. Very much in the construct of acknowledgement from the mind and in the real world. Okay. 2 people kind of bringing their A game in that sense of connecting. Bringing it together in some way in reality. Acknowledging it strongly too. I mean, I said it looks very formal. It looks very formal on the surface. But behind it is quite the oomph. It's an impactful connection, to say the least. And you're showing me that straight away. And like I said, it starts out with a very formal presentation. I would almost say stiff. It's a little stiff around the edges there. But it's like, this is the best of me, and I'm connecting with the best of you. And it can inspire that reaction 1,000%. It's making me laugh a little bit because it just... The connection is such as that it's very intimate at the emotional level, the spiritual level, but outside where it shows is... It's very, like I said, it's very stiff on presentation. I think you two are very interested in that sense of formality and demonstrating the best or showing the best. Okay. And then it relaxes a little bit. So more or less like now. Okay, we're jumping us into now. Soon, for some of you, if it hasn't yet to strike that way. But then we have something that softens quite a bit, which is good. As I say, that's what are we doing with this? The both of you. 10 of Cups, Page of Cups, Queen of Cups. Someone here is opening their heart space. I'm assuming the both of you. And it's done so in a very soft way. Much softer. Much easier to navigate here. And we have emotional exploration happening. Okay. Page of Cups to the 10 of Cups, but with sincerity of the Queen. So, here we have the willingness to find space in each other's lives. And it's a lot less formal. Like I said, it's a lot softer. That's a lot more comfortable, I must say. Here we have the formality of staying in each other's lanes, but recognizing the importance in each other. And here we have the emotional, okay, this is happening, this is opening up. And someone here, you, I'm assuming, has a very soft heart space, and we're learning how to open up and include this person in our 10 of Cups. In other words, our emotional harmony principle, our inner circle. Okay? These are the folks who matter in our lives. When we look out upon the world, we're glad that they're there. So generally referred to as family, friends, significant others, spouses, girlfriends, lovers, kids, whatever. The thing is like, I know who they are in my world, and I'm glad that they're there. I love them, they love me, and we support each other in our lives, in our path. So here we have the softness of heart. Feels a lot better, like I said. The intuitive self is in there as well. So really exploring feelings here and opening up towards it and just making space for it at the emotional value. I never know who's in that 10 of Cups. It could be one person. It could be 20 or 30. Fairly large. But the point is, the heart space is making space for this person to be in our life, you know, and they in yours. Six of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Four of Cups. A little bit further out, something at work is a little bit unhappy, and you're doing the best to meet it where it is. It seems to be a separate issue. This isn't even an issue. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful development. It starts out a little formal, I think, just kind of respecting the connection in its entirety. When two people are facing each other, and it just sometimes it hits like that. The point is, I like where you two are taking it, finding space in each other's lives. And that's beautiful, keeping a heart open toward the process. But over here, that represents real work, 3D stuff, 3D matters. Six of Pentacles. Something in your everyday life. So it may not just be work, contractually speaking. It's something that you get something from and get back from. So that Six of Pentacles, that's anything. Is like... God, what is such a small, mundane example of the Six of Pentacles? That way it's not always this over-the-top structure that people think it is. Let's say, for instance, you always pick up your dry cleaning on a Tuesday. Always. From your same place. They're your favorite dry cleaners. You've been going to them every Tuesday for years. And new management is taken over now. It sucks. They're upcharging. And guess what? When you get your clothes back, now there's stains on them. It's like, what the hell am I even paying for? Now I got to find a new place. So that's a very small, tic-tac, mundane example of the Six of Pentacles. It could be something a lot more elaborate, like, say, a part-time gig or a full-on work method. I don't know. You're used to it. You're used to the back-and-forth exchange. But something in the future, again, this hasn't quite happened yet, you're acknowledging is making you unhappy. You don't like the direction of some of these contracts. And you're trying to work with it. You're trying to work with it, brah. You're trying to work with it, sis. You're trying to make decisions on it based on the present. Two of Wands, Two of Wands, Two of Wands, Two of Wands. But there's something here in a future Six of Pentacles type situation where you're like, I'm not happy with this. But I'm going to try to keep a presence of mind around it. It's such a different contrast compared to where you're coming from, or something soft and it's exploratory and it's... The Queen of Cups is here, emotionally harmonizing, doing what she does with others, right? I love you. I'm finding space for you in my life. I want you to be there. I'm so glad you're there. So your heart over here, beautiful, fully engaged. You know, it's just right. But down here, like, man, this particular thing is pissing me off. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with the strong bond that you have here on that top line. Let's get some advice for you, please. It's the Six of Pentacles then you're familiar with. So it's not too much of a surprise to you in the future. But the question has become, what do I do with it? How do I fix it? How do I get it to rebalance? Let's get some advice, please, for Leo. Excuse me. Perhaps they will show me. Ace of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, oh, and Death. Oh, honey. Yeah. Man. Gosh, it's something here that you used to like. You used to care for it, even lended to your experience as a person once upon a time. Again, it's functionary. Nine of Pentacles, it once upon a time, whatever this is, lended to your sense of security, but it seems to be phasing out. It's not an element in your life that you can count on or rely upon as adding to your sense of security or personhood or accomplishment. You're like, I want to take that particular item off my resume. Okay? It's like I don't even need it anymore. That's for some of you when you're ready to conclude that. Okay, this is something once more. A way of earning, a way of gaining self-security, individuation, independence, something you've been skilled at. You used to find joy in it. You used to be emotionally anchored into it. Some of you might have some really strong Scorpio in your chart, or at least one critical placement. Like, I really don't want that in my repertoire anymore. I don't want to balance with it anymore, but you haven't arrived to that conclusion yet. Some of you will. This is advice for some of you. When the time is right and you know you don't need it anymore to build into who you are, like I said, you'll strike it off your resume. Okay? Or you won't go to that particular cleaner anymore on Tuesday. Or any day. See what I'm saying? Yeah, I was wondering. Initially in future, I see you trying to work with it, trying to tolerate it, but man, it pisses you right off. Disappoints you, upsets you. I guess you're like, you know what? It's not worth the fuss. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's not worth the fuss. I don't think you'd be letting it go with that much confidence unless you knew you could afford to let it go. So it's a balance you no longer feel pressed to achieve. You understand? Okay? Okay. It does make sense. Oh, does it make sense to you? That's what matters. It may not be yours, and that's cool too. In which case, check out the placements, you know? Anything else in here, please? Queen of Swords. Mind. These other ones obviously flew out upside down. I'm not going to take these. What about the mind and or determination? King of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, it keeps going back to experience for you. Wow. And whomever the strong connection is actually agrees with you. Wow. They're agreeing with you. It's like you don't need it. You have the skills, you have the tools, you have the abilities, you have the experience. This is someone who can reflect on your own particular skill set. They really can. Perhaps that's how you two know each other, is in the context of having worked together at some point. That's up to you. But they seem to be familiar with what it is that you do. And they're like, you can part ways with that. You don't need it anymore. It's kind of like that. They're just confirming, here it is again. Except it's in the context of work. You know you can let it go, and someone else is encouraging you. It's like, no, you've got plenty of other good work. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. You know, if something's not working out, then it's not working out. You have enough experience that you can afford to let this go. So I see somebody bouncing that decision off of you. It seems to be tied back to this strong connection of yours. So they seem to be bare minimum comfortable talking with you about career stuff. So perhaps that's how the initial conversation goes. That might explain the formality a little bit. And it turns into something very soft, sure. Not too far from that. So I just like the emotional inclusion and how you feel comfortable opening up towards this, again, at the heart space level. So that's nice. So what may have started out as a very formal meeting, connection, advice, I don't know. It relaxes into something a lot softer. And I like how this person bounces off of you. Pretty much what you already know. Yeah, you can afford to let this go. Don't worry about it. Okay. That's interesting. Well, that's good. It's nice to have a lover that's also logical, can appreciate your experience and what you're doing and what you're trying to achieve. That's nice. That means they're smart. That means they have an appreciation for what you do and what you're trying to achieve. That's good. It's nice when we connect to somebody who's got that intellectual ability. Okay. Transformation, number 32. I see that. And the firecracker. Okay. Number 32, like I said. Let's see. Reach out for the power and strength to make changes, enrich your life, and become the person you want to be. Breaking free from this. Transformation, breaking the chain, as we see the metaphor here. And 7, cracker. Positive energy surrounds you. Love, joy, and good fortune await. Yeah. A little bit of a firecracker there. We got the chemistry here. And I see that. Number 7. Yes, I can see where something's opening up for you. And it feels very nice, very good, very confirming too. And then something else for you is closing off, but you're comfortable with it. You look very comfortable with it. Like I said, it doesn't seem like you need it. Okay. Abundance is near. Again, you're not doing away with anything that you can't do without. It could have been a lower paying job and you step into something that's a lot more profitable. and frankly is better suited to your experience. Okay. You want to create more abundance for yourself. You're not parting ways with, once more, anything you're not prepared to part ways with. Yeah. Good for you. I mean that. Growth for some of you. You're going to have a big old growth spurt this coming summer. Okay. Or if this is your summer because you live in the Southern Hemisphere, cool. Or last summer, you've been growing into this. Okay. I'd like to have seen a little bit more on the personal side. Where are we in time? But that doesn't seem to be developing just yet. In terms of the emotional context. For now, think of this person as good advice and or good counsel that confirming your decision. All right. We have the letters Q and J. There's the Medallion of Scorpio. Again, you might have some very strong Scorpio in your chart. Could be connecting to, or the Scorpio season might have been very important to you. But the key word here is passionate. Owl in reverse and upside down. Something here is lacking knowledge, insight, wisdom, the inability to progress with this at the intellectual level, or frankly, you don't see a future with it. Lack of knowledge, insight, and wisdom, or frankly, you're done contemplating it, or you will be in future. Okay. Particularly how it makes you unhappy. It's not what you want, it's not what you need, or it no longer represents what you're worth. Time, energy, and effort. Okay? All right, Leo, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on for Saggy? Show me Sagittarius, please. What is going on for Sag? What is going on? The Hanged Man, the Knight of Swords, the World, okay, the Star, the Four of Swords, and Judgment. Okay, very good. Know what you're going to do before you do it, right? Nine of Pentacles, Three of Swords, and Temperance. Beautiful. The Hanged Man, Knight of Swords, the World, just launching me into it straight away. You've halted all communication or action towards something. And that's because you intend to world it. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. I would never. I read the cards. I read what's here, not what isn't. So basically, this is either true for you or it isn't. This is either where you are or it's not. But you're telling me what you're doing, okay? And you're saying you've thought about it. You thought about it real hard, and I believe you. The Hanged Man at the Knight of Swords. You're saying this is not an impulsive decision. This is hard for you. But like I've said, and you're telling me, I've thought about it. I want to cease all communication and or action towards something. The world, done. Closing this out. Again, what's behind this is a lot of thought, and this is the conclusion it looks like some of you have very, very recently decided upon. Now, you might have been toying with it, the Hanged Man, for some time, the past several weeks, months, holidays, season, I don't know. But you're at that point, you're at the precipice now of having a final answer. Okay? I don't know what that is to you, but it's the acknowledgement of, I don't want to do this anymore. The action, the thinking, the communicating of. The big hint right there was that you suspended all activities around it to begin with. It's kind of like saying, I want to take a break on this before I know what to do with it, which is fair enough. So whatever it is that you quote-unquote took a break from, in order to understand if you wanted to continue to act and think in that vein, operate in that vein with the Knight of Swords, you have concluded you don't want to. It's very simple. The Star of Four Swords, Judgment, you're going to go through this amazing period where you do some really strong healing. And it's quiet, it's reflective, where you literally discern what's important to you. Okay? What does it mean to have a star? What should I be hoping for? What should I be reaching for? What should I be drawing myself towards a little bit more every day? I need to understand that. You're saying, I need to understand a few things about me. I need to take some good time for me. And this is a judgment call, and I completely back up that judgment call. I think you're absolutely right. This is something more to do with a spiritual sense of connectivity itself, calling, and am I understanding it? In other words, a very thorough and deeply connected feeling of what's next. And you want to answer that seriously, right? You want to step into this with grace and opportunity and dignity. But really, it's a large concept here that's so nice and neatly wrapped up by what you're showing me. But this isn't I'm going to start this on Monday, and I'll have some pretty solid answers on Tuesday. No, that's not what this is. You want to incorporate your lessons. What have you learned? Which is excellent. Whenever you close out a cycle, it's always best to ask yourself, what have I learned? Because I don't want to keep repeating cycles, right? No. We want to avoid that. Okay. So what have I learned? And what does that inform me of next steps? So it's a beautiful contemplation. Several things are going to fall into place for you. I know it. I see it. You do too. Again, with grace, blessing, and dignity, understanding what you and where you are next meant to be. Must have been a hell of a cycle you closed out, honey. Okay. 9 of Pentacles, 3 Swords, Temperance. You yourself as a person in the 3D world, walking around as a Sagittarius, taking up space, right? Taking up space in the 3D where you actually occupy. You're saying, I'm suffering from some heartbreak, but I am an individual. I know me. I know what I can do. I believe in myself. I have experience. I've been through things like this before. I'm going to get through it. You really strongly believe in kind of proving yourself and to yourself. Okay, don't prove yourself to others. Prove yourself to you, right? You really believe in being your own person, being your own man, being your own woman, being your own Sag. This is what I can do. And yes, I have some pain in there. Yeah, I have some fear. But I'm not going to allow that to dictate my life. So again, you're showing me temperance, more healing on top of it. So I like how you recognize yourself as a person in the world with a kind of can-do attitude. You will get through this. But really, above all, you're anticipating your next sense of direction. You want to be open towards it. You want to be ready for it. You want to be healed towards it. And what does that mean? So you have no final answers there toward the end. That's okay. It's kind of like saying it's enough for me to understand I'm feeling better. And then I like where I'm at. Yeah, I've had some heartbreak. Who hasn't? I've had some rejection. Who hasn't? I have some shadows around my heart. Who doesn't? I still need to do what's right by me at the end of the day. So no, do I see anything long term? No. Do I need to? Not really. No. You understand what your long term is in due course. Let's get some advice for you. Like I said, that must have been a hell of a cycle you closed out. Being on our own, and 9 of Pentacles, by the way, as much as I love that card, it can represent a place of fear for some people, being on their own. You know, it's someone who just really, I understand the individual self and the power of the person and understanding and believing in the self. 9 of Pentacles isn't a fearsome, it's not a fearsome thing for me. Sorry, that's my lisp. No, I quite like it. Other people are like, I haven't done this shit in years. And it's weird. It's scary. I just want you to know you're doing a good job, though. Okay? And there is a kind of spirit in here. I chose this. And I'd rather be on my own and feel good about it and healing and doing what's right for me than continuing to choose a cycle that perpetuates something that has a different background noise, because that's a different reading. Okay? Choosing the self can be a daunting task, but I like how you check in with yourself and saying, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be more than okay. I did what was right for me, and I know that. Yeah. Let's get some advice, please. Some of you, that cycle represents an opportunity where you no longer put your energy into people, places, things, situations, or circumstances that, frankly, you would have been better suited to give that energy back to you. Okay, 2 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and Temperance. Your energy is going to continue to rise in a way that's positive and that you can recognize as being a lot more ready and refreshed, excited, giddy, a little bit, yeah, and even passionate, given time, temperance. You keep pressing, which is you, of course. Your power card is here a couple of times, so you're really signing off on this. You're really owning this. That's a lot of self-ownership in there. And for you as a fire sign, I want to see your natural sense of joy and your natural sense of positive energy. I really do. So the more you heal, the better you feel, literally. So again, rest assured, while it might be a little scary that you're on your own, or standing up for yourself in some way of significance that marks you as an individual, okay? It's the opposite of what you were doing over here, that you halted all action from. Acting in your own best interest for some of you feels a little weird. It's been a while. Once you get back into the swing of it, honey, it's going to feel really good, I promise. Okay? You know that. You know that. Look at that. Literally, the more you heal, the better you're going to feel. Give yourself some compassion there, some grace. Give yourself space. Give yourself the space you need to heal. Learn your lessons. You'll know what your next star is in no time. All right? What's next, please? I am sorry for that world, you know. The cycles are inevitable. They are. And the more and the better we understand that, the better we do as people. Okay? As we should know. As one door closes, another opens. But you know what's interesting about your reading is that you're showing me that while you look forward to other things you love, specifically, you kind of like the space you're in. And that's a good thing, too. There'll be opportunities for love and things like that. But I like that you are appreciating the space that you're in. It shows me that you want to be ready and prepared for your next chapter, you know? And there will be one. You know it, and that's what you're sorting out for yourself, okay? Contracts, careers, commitments, Saturn. For some of you, Sag represents your Saturn placement, okay? Very specific. Doesn't have to be. Contracts, careers, commitments. Some of you, you want a new commitment or contract in love. Those two working together, okay? In other words, you see new love as, or you want it to be the real deal, the next thing you can really fully commit yourself to. For others of you, this represents a contract, career, or commitment that you cycled out of. But first, you halted all action before you understood that that was the right thing for you. So congratulations for knowing that, okay? Regardless, you would know best how it's situated. Some of you started your journeys back in your season. Yeah. Which really isn't that long ago when you think about it. I knew I was going to see that. I just knew. I knew I was going to see Snake. Of course, Snake represents transformation, number 28, always, first and foremost. Your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path. Just be careful. So again, it's in that vein of it's not what you think it is. All right? Take this time out to heal as your intuition has been guiding you to transform and really own the process, all right? Because you want a better path for yourself. Just be clear about what you're doing. Be careful about what you connect to and why, and what you allow yourself to be open to and why. You'll be okay. Remember, healing suggests vulnerability at the time that that person's healing, all right? You're going to have points of vulnerability. And I see that for you. Feels a little weird. Feels a little alien. Trust that you're on the right path. I don't think we need those. Z, Y, T, H. We have the ladybug in reverse for some of you who feel like this has been a luckless situation or no luck. And that's one of the things that makes you halt your actions. A sense of no luck. And something here's just not coming together and you didn't want to keep forcing it. I understand. We have the medallion of Cancer in the reverse, the keyword here being imaginative for some of you. You have very interesting Cancer in your chart. Could have been connecting to the season also might be important to some of you. Okay, Sag, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your Sunday check-in. You know, it reminds me, we will be in your season before anybody knows it. Blink of an eye, honey. Blink of an eye. What is going on for Aries? One more. Let's take a look at Aries, please. What's going on? It's going to be a good Aries season too. I feel it. I feel it. It's usually quite hectic for me. Because I'm Aries rising and moon. But it's that good sort of, this is happening. All right. 5 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, Strength. Ouch. Ow. Owie, 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 owie. 7 of Wands, King of Cups, and the 9 of Wands. Oh my goodness. Okay. Queen of Cups, the Sun. Judgment. I got it. You're setting something down and it's really hard for you. It hurts. It hurts. You know, you're showing a point to me that I make all the time. Whether you're the one breaking something or something's breaking away from you, it sucks. Emphasis on the sucks. Okay, it doesn't feel good. And some of you were in it, like you were in it, up to your knees in it. 5 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, Strength. And you're like, this hurts like a SOB. I'm trying not to show it. Okay, I think you know my feelings on that. And just in case you don't. Pride has advantages like all things and also has its disadvantages. Right now, it's like, this hurts me bad and I don't feel I can show it. I'm not supposed to. Okay. And that suggests to me, I don't really think you're on the receiving end of this break. I think you prompted it, but it's hard. It's hard. I see you rejecting something because you feel like you're supposed to, or you concluded that that's right for you. You understand the situation's no good for you. You don't want to build into it anymore. Either way, it breaks your freaking heart. But all the more reason, it's like I have to be strong for that reason. It hurts. It hurts for you to do this. Yeah, I do believe it's you. You could be on the receiving end, don't get me wrong. If it's the other way around, then it's the other way around. No contest. But like I said, it hurts either way. You know, even if you're causing the break or you're insisting on the break, doesn't mean it's a field day. Doesn't mean we're skipping through the flowers. It demands a certain weight of authority and respect and a sense of this is for my own good. Okay, over here. It's pretty rough. It's still pretty rough, I'm not going to lie. I hate stuff like this. But it's also real tarot reflects for life, so it's either yours or it's not. You would already know if this is you. Immediately. This isn't like, you know, tomorrow or a week from now. It's the Aries I'm looking at, you're in it. It sucks. It's like you threw yourself into a pool, except that pool's very, very cold and you're making yourself swim in it, you know? But you're saying, I have to. Okay. 7 of Wands, King of Cups, and the 9 of Wands. You're putting walls up around your heart. You're saying you can't afford to be vulnerable with this. You feel for it. Don't get me wrong. King of Cups is there. They always have an emotional claimancy. And it says for that very reason that this situation is hard for me and it's going to make me feel vulnerable. So while I care about this, I have that much more responsibility to close myself off from it. So again, I'm seeing a choice for you. 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands, that's a lot of guardedness. Okay? That's a lot of, it's got to be tiresome, right? To always guard your heart, your bigger feelings. I understand why you're doing it. I do. You know, that's because you care about this in some way. You do. But you're also saying, that's why I feel susceptible to this. You know, so you don't want to go back on your decision, that kind of thing. Again, you're showing me vulnerability that you are countering with active components of strength and pride, but it's the hurtful kind. It hurts. It sucks. Okay? Queen of Cups, the Sun, Judgment. Further out for you, you have some amazing water in your chart. I know you did the right thing for yourself. Not just because you were insistent. Anybody can insist on anything and still be wrong. I strongly insist upon blah, blah, blah. That doesn't mean that they're any more right just because they're insisting. And then there's folks who are genuinely insisting because even though it's hard, it's also the right thing to do. And the results usually speak for themselves, which is what you're showing me. The Cup, the Sun, I'm sorry, the Cup, the Cup, Queen of Cups, excuse me, the Sun and Judgment. You know you made a good decision in future because your heart's warmer for it. Okay? A little further out. You'll know. You know this was the right lesson for you. You will know that your heart's softer for it because you did right by you. So that tells me you can trust yourself a little more. Okay? Because now you're feeling me that you can trust to receive. Not just feel your feelings, but receive them too. So, like I said, you're happy that you listened to yourself even though it was really hard at the time. Okay? Very relaxed around that decision, knowing it was the right one. That's how I know, like I said. If you're not happy with that decision, you would have shown me something very, very different. But this suggests I can trust me. I'll listen to myself. And because I trusted that, because I did the hard thing, I'm actually happier for it. Don't get me wrong, it sucked at the time. But I'm happier for it. Like I said, that's a little further out. Okay? We're still back here. We won't always be that way. It'll get easier. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please, for Aries. Okay. Seven of Cups, Seven of Swords, Two of Wands. There it is. Really trying not to go backwards and be receptive to this anymore. Not trying to acknowledge it. Whatever communication there is kept to a minimum and trying to leave our feelings out of it. And also kind of refusing to go into that particular dialogue about feelings. Okay? Just active avoidance, and that's a choice you made. Again, that's why I'm attributing this to you. You're showing me ownership of choice, even though it hurts, and it sucks, like I said. But yeah, like I said, kind of refusing to get in a particular... There's a dialogue here, but the one we kind of won't acknowledge anymore is the subject of feelings. We won't talk about that. Okay? So here we have it. Keep it to the facts, or keep it straightforward. All right? No more big divulgences of feelings. That's part of this back here. All right? Devil, you associate this with a lot of issues. Emotional codependency would be my first guess. Like we have a habit of giving into this, and you know it. And that's not coming from a bad place. It's the King of Cups. That's the ownership of feelings. I know you still care about this. And you're saying that's what's gotten me into trouble. And that's what kept me tied to it. And that's what kept me from doing the right thing. I was afraid of repercussions at the emotional level, and that meant forsaking my own experience too, right? I know. And there's a pro and con to everything. The King, Queen of Cups have some big cons. But it still suggests that you cared about this no matter what it turned into in the end. Okay? But you know that you have a path of vulnerability with this situation, with this person. I don't know who it is. It may not be an intimate partner. It's anything that you know was drawing from you, and you were better cutting off the well of your emotion towards it. Okay? And it take you resolve to do that. Okay? You know what this is, and that's the greater point. And that's what I'm saying. You look so much more relaxed in future. You know, you took your emotional strengths back. And saying, just because I'm fond of you or I still care about you, doesn't mean I have to do this. Yeah. Whatever that was, it wasn't a very healthy exchange. Okay? Or was maintained for all the wrong reasons, something like that. Plane number 26, there it is. It's the journey here, but I'm seeing it as the metaphor of separation. But for others of you, it represents real miles that you had to put between yourself and this. That's absolutely a possibility. The space that you needed, and that represented the official break for some of you. Number 26, a journey is indicated either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. And so the separation, it's not just about like Six of Swords, as in what we're leaving behind, it's also where we're going. So it's not just what you're leaving behind here, it's also where you're going. And it's represented here in that sense of distance travel. Okay? For some of you, you literally had to get on that plane. You literally had to get in that car, you know? Once more, respect for the hard choices. Always. That's what you'll get around here. Just for funsies. There's something here I'm vaguely curious about. I don't use all the oracles. I just like to have them on hand in case I'm inclined. And with yours, I felt a little inclined towards this one. So I'm try to listen to that inclination, yes? Energy healing, yes, of course. Some of you believe in that. Energy healing, which is, of course, a real thing. We talk about it all the time. Your natural energy healing abilities are an important part of your life purpose. Okay? It's not just about how you're emotionally attached to others, it's also how you emotionally attach to yourself. And some of you are much more sensitive than you care to let others know. They say you got a lot of water in you. You're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. Specifically more sensitive to this situation, the toll it was taking on you, and why you understood you kept it in your life as long as you did, or participating as long as you did. Again, you felt some sort of way towards it, a fondness, maybe even love. But the toll it was taking on you, you understood it was unhealthy in some way. Okay? Children may or may not be involved. That was not the primary card that I was meant to see, but just the FYI. Okay? We have the letters D, L, U, and Z. We have the infinity loop. You know, this represents, I believe, good karma with you. It's a good feedback loop, you know. What you give is what you should get back. And there's sometimes that relationship we have with ourselves. And that's what I'm really seeing with you towards the end there is the relationship you have with yourself, so that you can trust your heart. Because you know you can do the hard things. You know? All right, Aries, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on for Aquarius, please? Show me, Aquarius. What's going on for Aquarius? Yeah, Two of Swords. Okay. 10 of Cups and Strength. All right. 5 of Pentacles. The World of 4 Swords. You're not the only one. It's just... oh my goodness. Okay. 9 of Wands. The 2 of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Yeah. Okay. Don't blame me for that. That makes sense. 2 of Swords, 10 of Cups, Strength. You know, there's something here you're confused about and you don't like it. It has to do with your 10 of Cups. Emotional harmony. Why is it not feeling so stable these days at the emotional level? It's not the same as the 10 of Pentacles. It's going to be very similar too. It's a sense of emotional stability here between your inner circle and you. Anybody can be the inner circle that you have identified as important or having meaning in your life. Family, friends, kids, spouses, lovers, any of that, all of that. One of them, 30. Okay, I don't know. It's whomever you've identified as having a problematic relationship between yourself and them in your inner circle. You don't like being confused. Nobody does. You know, how do I feel about this exactly? Or why are they showing me mixed emotions? And strength, you don't like it. You want to understand it. You do. Some of you might have, up until recently, chose to kind of push the subject away because it made you uncomfortable, right? It didn't have a comfortable answer. For others of you, you have kind of slipped into that mode recently where strength, you're using it as a kind of force of will to clear this up. So here we have strength where it could have been, but most likely where it is in present day. I'm going to use strength to address this because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for you. And you're most likely assuming it's going to be uncomfortable with the person whom you currently have emotional instability with. I'm not saying it's everybody. I'm not saying it's 30 people. What I'm saying is at least one person of significance in your life you're not on the same page with, and it don't feel good. And it hasn't felt good in a long time. Okay? But you're addressing it now. Five of Pentacles, the World, the Four of Swords. For now, right now, I'm leaning towards temporary break. Because you're showing me a resting element right after that decision. It might need, oh, goodness me. It's so fun when the words run together. Stutter / lisper over here. It can be very interesting sometimes. But yeah, just so you know. All right, Five of Pentacles, the World, Four Swords. Right now I'm leaning towards a temporary break that may or may not be permanent. I think the Aquarius I'm looking at, you don't know yet. Now, don't get me wrong, for some of you, it's done, full stop. Five of Pentacles, the World, I could call that easily and believe it. It's not what I'm feeling, though. It's not what I'm feeling. It's not a challenge. Don't take it as one. This is normal for people. They temporarily isolate or break away all the time in order to better understand the greater consequences. What does this mean not to have this in my life? This situation, this circumstance, this person. I needed a break from them in order to find out. So that is coming across very heavily as temporary to me because you need time to think about it. Four Swords. You're not convinced. Do you have enough evidence to be like, I should break from this? Yeah, you do. Do you also sense that there's something salvageable in there? Yeah, you do. Especially when we're talking about family and friends. You know? But some of you have temporarily, like I said, taken a break from this in order to better sort out your thoughts with the Four Swords. Reflection, insight, healing, being quiet. Okay? Without influence. I agree. And that's very much your process. And like I said, I'm not convinced, and neither are you. Nine of Wands, Two of Wands, Ace of Wands. Should I put energy into this? Because you're still frustrated with it. You're still kind of pissed off. But you are, to your credit, looking at yourself for answers. Two of Wands. You're trying to keep it in the present, which again, I agree with. You're not trying to make any decisions based on the past, and you're not trying to make any decisions based on what you perceive the future to be. You're trying to keep your decisions in the forefront of your present energies, which again is a little further out. So it's ironic I'm saying it's in the future because it is. Many of you have yet to achieve this temporary break. You're still right about here, where it's like, how confrontational should I get with this? Because it's kind of crossed that threshold where you can't comfortably ignore it anymore or just hope it will work itself out. You know? It's like, let's say you have a kind of outstanding argument with mom or dad, a parental figure. That's going to hit largely in your value system of what to do. Should we ignore this? Hope it smooths out? I've done that. But things aren't any better. It's at that point now where it's making me uncomfortable. And I feel like it's on me to say something. And let's say the energies won't smooth out. People will not get on the same page, or they refuse to participate. It happens too. That's where we start making decisions about, you know what, maybe it's best we don't talk for a while. You know? And it's not meant to be a threat. It's just literally the space you need. Because what happens in a situation that has no straightforward solutions or someone refuses to participate? You know, we have to account for ourselves. And that's what you're doing over here. So my point is, many of you are here. You will enter this phase soon. Realistically, in future, you can see yourself giving this some energy that's positive. You can. Hope for the best. But you can also see yourself blocking this longer if you needed to. You're going to have to answer that question yourself, honey. How much of your true, present, and authentic self can you give to this? Should you? And that will help answer a lot of your questions, you know? Maybe this is something where you keep the connection, but whatever it is that's causing the discord, you don't address it anymore, you know? But I'm saying there's just one point. If you ignoring anything in any way causes harm to you or others, then it's best to not ignore it. Other than that, you can choose for yourself. Okay? If them being happy means being disrespectful to you or others, ignoring boundaries, then that's something that really is kind of in that non-negotiable realm. But if it's just, they don't have any more answers to give me, and it's not really a me problem, it's not about me, I shouldn't take it personally, then you might have a completely different decision. You know? Sometimes it's not about you at all, but it might look like it is. Let's get some advice, please. The Emperor. The Hanged Man's Strength. Ooh, it's taking you some energy. Oh, it's taking you some energy to back down from this. Oh, but you're saying you need the insight, and so do they. There's pride in here. There's a lot of pride in here. And I know what's best, and I shall not break, and I am inflexible. Okay, so that's coming from a little bit with you and whomever else is in there. For sure. Yeah. Okay. So it's looking like we do need to back off of this and think about that a little more. Who's using strength appropriately and who's using it inappropriately? Who's being empowered and who is just being an idiot and insisting that they're correct? Because there does seem to be a lot of strength of wills and pride involved here with whomever's in there sharing that inner circle with you. Let's give this a breather. Yeah, that's the advice. Give this a think. Try to better understand where you're coming from and where they're coming from. And is it actually about you? In the meantime, I don't blame you for taking a temporary break from this. I really don't. Perhaps somebody just needs to cool their head and their heels, all right? And there's no shame in admitting that. Some people just don't want to help, or they just don't want to admit that anything's wrong. But that doesn't necessarily mean it has anything to do with you, okay? All right. That's prideful. The stubbornness. The World, there it is again, number 36. Be open to new possibilities in all areas of your life. So I like how in this Oracle deck, the World has a different kind of automatically assumed positive connotation. And I respect that, but I also see it again as a temporary shutdown. And once more, I don't blame you for that. 36, it makes perfect sense to me. I still see you trying to sort out in future. Because in theory, you could show this more positive energy, but you're still a little rough around the edges with it too. And that's okay. I know, we're talking about family stuff here. I know we are. I know it. And you and this person go way back. It could be with a sibling. But again, that would still qualify for, you know, a mom or a dad or a cousin. You can have a Six of Cups nostalgia with anybody whom you grew up with. You know what I mean? Okay. And higher self activation, the Hierophant energy. Some of you might have some very strong Taurus in your chart, but there's that sense of, I know better. I know better. I know it's not about me. I need to double down on what I know and run with that. Yes, yes, you do. I completely agree. Okay? Step into your higher self. That's what I'm saying, man. I keep wanting to use the word machismo, and I don't know where it's coming from. I do what I do for a reason, guys. And I saw that right there on the advice, and I had that hint back here, too. It could be we're standing up for ourselves, or we have that opinion that we're supposed to stand up for ourselves, or being met with disapproval, but nothing's clearing it up, and we don't know why or where it's coming from. As that sense of, do I need to step to this or do I need to step away from this? And it's kind of like, is this confrontational? Is this a challenge thing? Is it about me? I have the feeling it's not. I really don't. I think it's someone else's kind of sense, and it's wrong, it's incorrect, but that they don't need to share this with anybody, and that includes you too. And it's causing friction. Normally you would be let in on what's ailing this person. Normally you would be let in or asked for about advice or what to do. And you're being excluded from that this time. And that's where you got that feeling like, why are they being so weird? I don't think it has anything to do with you. Ego, vanity, and pride's getting in the way. First theirs, and then how you're reacting to it. You're showing me a sense of responsibility towards something or someone that's not entirely yours to deal with. They want to exclude you. They're not including you on this particular merry-go-round, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think it's because you screwed up or fucked up or because they think anything less of you. It's just where they're at, you know? And for some of you, being excluded to fix this is hurting you. It's hurting your ego. It's hurting your pride. I don't think it's about you, boo-boo. I don't. But I also think your reaction to it is a little bit a reflection of your own particular sense of ego and or pride. We all have it. Ego is not a dirty word. Like all things in reality, not just in tarot. It has dual meaning. You know, black and white, pros and cons. Ego keeps us alive. That's called healthy ego. Then there's negative ego. A false perceptions of ourselves that we lift up as truth. Whatever this is, you're not used to being excluded by it or from it. But you think it's about you for that reason. I don't think it is. But again, I'm going to reemphasize what you've already shown me. I'm going to get a break from this and think about those very things, which is good. You got some energy for this in future. I know you do. But just realize you might be met with more inflexibility. C, W, B. We have the medallion of Pisces in the reverse, the keyword here being intuitive. Yeah, now. It's now. Is now. It could be connecting to Pisces for sure. You could have some strong Pisces in your chart. And then, like I said, the season. And it's now. That's live. Okay, we have the snowflake time of winter. You might have noticed some of these changes, particularly that sense of pushback, or your energy is not welcome, or your thoughts or your actions aren't welcome. I don't think it's to do with you. But you might have noticed it around last Scorpio season, or just call it winter. The transformative process is happening now. Okay. They need more results from themselves before you understand what's going on. Okay. And here we have the captain's wheel, which is the wheel of fortune combined with the world. Time moves forward always. You have other things to do. I'm sorry, but also no, I'm not. I'm here to point out the obvious sometimes. You have other things to do. Time moves forward. Doors open, they close. Some of them are locked. Some of them are temporary closures, like I see with yours. But nevertheless, time moves forward. Use it wisely. And then we have the envelope with a heart. There's a well-meaning message at some point for you that might clear some of this up. I'm guessing. It's a strong guess. Eventually, you'll have something here that softens you. Okay? And it might add a little bit more context to the situation. Aquarius, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Gemini, please. What's up? Sorry. I just had a little song run in the background. It's Goodbye to You. I forget the artist. She has a great voice, though. Very powerful singer. But goodbye to you. Hey, you know, man. What is going on? May or may not have any meaning to you. What's going on, please? Show me, Gemini. Such a pity to say goodbye to you. Goodbye to you. What's going on? Show me, Gemini, please. Okay. Ace of Swords. Truth and nothing but the truth. Ten of Cups. Nine of Pentacles. Cool. Two of Wands. the Seven of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. All right. Six of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. I see. Okay. Well, you had to be sure. So straight away, you told me these are my priorities, which is cool. I've been seeing this combination more for folks. I love it. Ace of Swords, Ten of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. You're like, I'm all about my emotional foundation, my emotional harmony, my emotional rainbow, however you want to put it. Ten of Cups is like the Ten of Pentacles, but it's at, again, the key word being emotional platform of things. So your inner circle, family, friends, spouses, kids, lovers, whatever. The point is that when you look out upon the world, you know that they're there, and it makes your heart glad. And you have been in that space for a long time with the Knight of Pentacles with no rush to leave it. Again, I don't blame you. It's kind of like saying this is my truth. It's my jam. And I like my jam. And like, this is what it's all about. And again, I've been seeing an increase for folks who are like, this is a core truth for me. And you've been living by that and loving by that. It's beautiful. I love that. Two of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Now, something has been growing in the background for you in terms of an operating decision. Things are going along. It looks like you have a lot of things in growth, a lot of things in maintenance, and you kind of keep them all in operation in your 3D. In other words, you got a lot going on. Some of it you are trying to actively inject with your life, what you would call a growth spurt. You know, things have been calm, and now we need to put more time, energy, and effort into this and grow it. We are making decisions now. So you're suggesting to me work activity, bare minimum for you, is picking up. You're gearing up energetically, and you know that. You're making active decisions to get more out of your pathway stuff. But you're saying it also takes a concentrated effort with the Four of Pentacles. So largely your 3D world soon is going to kick up a gear in activation. Once more, this is not a surprise to you. But it's steady. It's steady. This is not a surprise to you for the Gemini I'm looking at. This is predictable. You knew it was coming. And you're like, it's that time. You seem to anticipate higher levels of activity that require more concentration soon. Okay? But there's something also here developing in the background that goes beyond just that sense of work. Six of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. I got some sort of soul connection here for you. That represents some level of participation. I don't quite know how. But I see you drawing from it. So that suggests to me, bare minimum, that Six of Cups, that soul bond, that soul connection, however you want to put it, is supportive, which is good. If you're going to have a soul connection, it needs to be supportive, right? In other words, they are reliable. Not all of them are, but this one apparently is. We rely on this person to show up and contribute in some way. We want to, and we're Knight of Swords. You are showing up in a way that says, I recognize you and your contribution to this. So whatever it is, these two coincide. Okay? As this picks up, so too does that Six of Cups connection. They seem to be related. We rely on this person. I'm not saying that they save the day. What I'm saying is that we rely on this person. And there's something about we want to use their skills and abilities to our benefit. I don't quite know. But here, someone here shows up and they're like, oh, no problem. So there's a lot to bring to the table on both sides. And I don't quite know. I don't know. It's interesting how it shows up. It looks like you take direct action towards them to recruit them, their sense of experience and or what it is they have to bring to the table, but it looks like we rely on this person. And it's a good sort of reliance. So I don't know what your two's connection is. It may not necessarily be intimate like that, but we've known each other a long time. That's what the soul connection is. You have a unique undercurrent that you share between yourself and this person. So it's largely unspoken. It's mostly felt. But it looks like we're going to directly recruit. So draw on this person's help or support. You've already kind of told me that you have a tight inner circle and that you rely on people every day. And it feels good. So nothing you do here has gone to waste. Nothing here is a coincidence. You're kind of a careful cultivator, and you know you're about to go into a busy time of year. Okay? One person in particular, you say they can help. So let's get some advice. I'm sorry I'm not getting too much else, but you look like a well-suited Gemini. You have a comprehensive inner circle. You have a very busy, active lifestyle where you have many things that are in motion, most of them anticipatory in terms of growth, making decisions around that. You have several seeds in play, investments in play, if you will. So, I mean, again, I know nothing here is quite earth-shattering. Sometimes real tarot is real life, and while it can look quite boring, it kind of, this doesn't look boring to me. Because you've ever had work periods like that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So all I'm seeing is a reflection of that. It only breaks off into one particular specification a little bit further out when we actively recruit somebody, it looks like. But we know them. They're not some random person. We know this person. We can trust them. We can rely on them. So I know sometimes it's not always mind-blowing shit. I mean, it really isn't. Sometimes it really is, oh, that really is just a check-in. It's called a check-in. Just getting a temperature check of where we are. That's it, you know? But I like how you have your priorities in order, and you know what's important to you. You know what your values are. And you know that you've got work to do. What's up? Queen of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. Oh, we have some self-doubt. We have a little bit of self-sabotage here in the heart space. It's a little bit of I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. I don't know what to do. Yeah, you do. What is that fear in the heart? Where's that coming from? You got this. You got this. Put it into motion. Put it into practice. It'll be fine. You know, you don't have to do that. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how to approach this. Yeah, you do. I'm looking at, you're an old hand at this. Like, yeah, you do. It's like, I don't know what toll this is going to take on me. Yeah, you do. I don't know what the outcome's going to be. Yeah, you do. Well, you don't need to lie to yourself. It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a good growth spurt. It's going to be a lot of good activity in there. But for some reason, you're like, I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, you do. It's busyness. It's activity. But you're also familiar with it. It's almost like, I don't know if I'm going to meet the bottom line this year. Yeah, you will. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself like that. You know, a Queen of Cups, you feel what the outcome's going to be. Everything's a little daunting up front. Everything can be a little intimidating. It can be so much busyness, guys. Sometimes we're like, oh, there's no way I can pull this shit off. But then what? Look at you. You're making decisions, though. I think some of you have a tendency to self-sabotage from the heart. I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, you do. You'll be okay. I don't know why they're showing me that. You'll be okay. All right? But that's a quiet thing that was very private to some of you. You know? Somehow you go through this a little bit every year. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Yeah, you do. I'm sorry. Yes, you do. You're going to feel good about this in the end. You will. It's just a lot of busyness. But look at you. You're taking care of business, you know? My thing is some of you are prone to procrastination, do the opposite of that. Okay? Meet your decision-making sooner rather than later, and that will help prevent the misgivings from taking over. Okay? And that will help prevent any sort of sense of unnecessary delay, therefore unnecessary worry and unnecessary harm to yourself. I want you to believe in a positive outcome. And that might be, by the way, why you're choosing to recruit someone to get in on this. You trust them. You trust their experience and what it is they have to bring to the table. Trust that instinct. You're not wrong. Okay? Strength. 3 of Cups, 6 of Cups. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Trust in the positive outcome. Whatever this is, it will come together. There's that soul bond again showing up. Put strength in that. It's going to be okay. We want to connect to this. We want to keep this growing. This person's help is important. Trust that it's there for you. Okay? Just trust that it's there for you. The way you're showing up for your own world and you're putting a lot of good time, energy, and effort into it. Okay? The way you trust yourself to do that. Trust to recruit this person. Okay? That's beautiful. Some of you are avoiding it a little bit. You know, depends on how you're using strength. You don't need to. What, you think asking for help is an admission for fault? I know some people who are like that. It's such an unnecessary strain on the heart. Some of you have a hard time asking for help. You feel like you should be able to handle it all on your own. I understand. It's a very common thing. But if this person's connected to you the way I believe they are, they're nothing but a support figure to you. They'll show up. Gotta ask, though. And it's not an admission that anything's failing or it falls. It's just an admission, oh, light bulb, I can't do everything on my own. Maybe I'm not supposed to. I know it's hard for me to admit that too, honey. I still struggle with it. I do. I really, really do. And I cause myself, like you, a lot of unnecessary ache in the heart when I get in that frame of mind. You know? It just suggests that you take responsibility to a deep place. That's all. You know? And the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and some of you just don't know how to squeak, or you feel like you're not supposed to squeak. You're not supposed to admit that you need oil. WD-40. I'm not supposed to be squeaky, Christina. Yeah, but that's not real life, is it? That's not real life. We're all human. We all have flaws, and sometimes we all need a little help. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. Do I really need to tell you who that is? You know what? Look it up. If you don't know, I don't know what to tell you. All right, celebrations here. We have number 3. You are ready to bring new and exciting things into your life. Oh, I'm sorry. 5, celebrations. And it was in reverse. Some of you don't feel like you're ready to take this on. Yeah, you are. It's a gift. It's an opportunity. All right? We'll have reasons to celebrate a positive outcome. I promise. Okay. In fact, I'm a little bit curious about some of you. Oh, career change, creative expression, you're protected at school. Okay, so some of you, whatever this is, I'm not really seeing it as a full-on career change. I think many of you are trying to enhance or build upon your careers, but it involves a certain level of creative expression that you're not entirely comfortable with. Just please know that you are protected. You're going to be okay. Some of you had to go back to school in some way, perhaps get certified in something or get re-educated in a particular subject. And you're trying to get something that you went out of your way to learn. And now you're having to incorporate that into your work in order to amplify it. And it does involve some sort of creative expression where you're nervous about the feedback, aren't you? Yeah. I see this as you building upon your knowledge or building upon your current career experience where you have the opportunity to flex a creative muscle. And you had to go out of your way to learn some things. Just please know you're protected. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Aw. It's okay. It's going to be okay. I promise. Once you flex that creative muscle. Okay. We have the letters I, A, F. And then we have the medallion of Capricorn. It's in the reverse. The keyword here being ambitious. Some of you decided to be ambitious this year, and now it's catching up to you. Now it's time to start pulling the weight. Now it's time to exercise those decisions. And you're like, maybe I bit off more than I could chew. Maybe this was too ambitious. Some of that school thing hit really hard. Some of you really had, even if you didn't go back to school, you had to implement some new knowledge. You had to go out of your way to learn about it, and now you're implementing it. And you're adding layers to your career package. It's weird, right? It feels a little weird. Yeah, honey, I'm very familiar with the creative process, but if I suddenly went to school to get an accounting degree and then I had to start practicing it, oh boy, it would feel really weird, right? But it's like, I wanted to do this though. Now I got to start practicing it. Apparently you're connected to someone who can help you with these things. Okay? Someone who understands perhaps what it is that you've learned. Okay, and then we have the dragon in reverse. I know there's a sense of nervousness here. You can't fully open up towards this or claim it. Yes, you can. Please know you're protected. I think many of you have covered your bases as well as you can, and now it's time to flex the creative muscle. Anyway, I just want to say good luck to all of you who identify with this. I don't expect all of you to. Please know you have a helping and or support energy person here who understands what it is you're trying to do, and they can lend to it. So don't be an island. Open up. Ask this person for help. Okay. And I know some of you represents a new level of ambition for some of you. It's like, holy shit, what did I do? I opened up a whole can of worms, and I don't know if I'm ready for those worms. Yes, you are. You bought the can. You knew it said worms. You bought the can opener. You knew it was to open the can. Open the can. The worms are there. Now take those worms and go fishing, I guess. Okay, you'll get a catch. All right, Gemini honey, I do hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me, Libra, what's going on for Libra? What's going on? Oh, yes. Six of Cups, straight away for you. The Empress. Yeah, the Moon. Okie dokie. Artichoke. Okay. Knight of Pentacles, Justice, that's you. And the Nine of Swords. Eight of Wands, the Fool. The Emperor, something's happening, and those two... Oh, those two are going to connect, regardless of the hesitation. But again, I'm not telling you what to do. Tarot doesn't dictate action. You do. Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. So let's get that out of the way right now. You will either choose to step into this or you won't. The same with the other person. But there are clearly two people here. And you made that clear. It's all on whatever. Soul connection, which you are absolutely part of with the Empress here. You've already kind of self-identified that. You're like, I, Libra, recognize myself in a connection. And it's special to me, check. It's unique to me, yes. I recognize it, I acknowledge it. In many ways, I love this. Like you're saying, in many ways, I love this like I love myself. But it's under the moon. And there's something about this connection that you privately process on your own time. You think the world of them. You really do. You love them. But you take it to a secret place here with the moon. And it's on your mind, or rather in your spirit right now, whilst we are in Pisces season. So this is now. So thank you for jumping me into present day. But yeah, it's with you right now. The moon, sometimes you spend time exploring it, feeling your way around this soul connection, and what does that mean? So for those of you who you're not too big on the whole soul thing, that's cool, I understand. This is someone whom you share a lot of memories with, and you would use the keyword unique. It's a bond that's largely felt, not really spoken. But we have memories. We have a lot of memories with this person, time spent, nostalgia. We've exchanged cups, right? And you two, in just some way, understand each other differently compared to, say, other people. So again, you acknowledge all this with the Empress here. And you care about them a lot. You know? In many ways, you're saying they're like me. But it's a gentle exploration. It's just between you and you. Okay, so like I say all the time, if you're going to have a moon, just so long as you're aware of it, you're not necessarily talking about it to other people, but so long as you're having a dialogue with yourself and, you kind of go in there, poke things around in the past and look at things, reflect on them, and try to better understand how they relate to you. Okay, that's it. That's all you showed me. Knight of Pentacles, Justice, the Nine of Swords. As you continue to move along, there is something here that you say still gives you problems to this day. Nine of Swords. There's something here in your mind that preoccupies this concept of fairness. And it's something you still struggle with. It's kind of dragging out with the Knight of Pentacles. You've thought about this person a lot, what they mean to you, etc., etc. Like you've hit the checklist, boom, boom, boom. But there's one thing you still struggle with here. Was it fair? Did they experience what I did? Or anything close to what I did? How alike me were they? Did they get anything from this? Because I think about it. I know what it meant to me. Did the same happen for them? Did they even give a damn about this the way I did? Because there is a preoccupation with the Nine of Swords about fairness, and what does that mean? Is there karmic correctness to this, or was it just me experiencing all this and feeling all this? Did it even work the same for them? So you don't have any more answers on that. That's the one you seem to get hung up on. You don't deny the connection, your historical significance, if you will, how it made you feel, how you perceive them. All that's there. All there. It's just quiet. But there's one thing, as you continue to move along with your life, whatever it is that you're doing, that you get hung up on. Fair. Was it fair? In that sense of, I know how it affected me. What about them? You don't know. So you get stuck in your head about it. I guess it's easy for me to sit here and tell you, does it matter? You're like, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't matter, Christina, but it matters to me. Okay? I will say it before I get to that bottom line, which I know many of you are just like, get on with it. You didn't show me healing, but you showed me the ability to go within and think about complex subjects. And you've come to peace with many of them, except that one. So that suggests to me then there's one piece of your healing and inner insight that you've been missing, and that at the end of the day, or at the end of our lifetime, does it really matter if it was fair? Did they feel the same? Did they have the same conclusion as you? Okay. You understanding your role and how it affected you. That's what really matters. I just wanted to point that out. But for some of you, it hasn't fallen into place yet, and that's okay. I just wanted to point it out. Now, to the bottom row, 8 of Wands, the Fool, the Emperor, someone who isn't you. Someone who isn't you. The Emperor and Empress, like I say all the time, they are always in that kind of endeavoring mission to connect to each other and understand that they're each other's equals. And so I got someone here who is essentially your equal, is going to open up and take a risk and communicate with you. Okay? Could it be them? Okay? Could it be a brand new energy? The Fool suggests it might do, but I don't think so. It could be brand new, don't get me wrong. That's always a possibility, absolutely. But this is someone whom you already admitted to me was a person of significance to you. So it's looking like they're opening up and taking a risk on some line of communication. 8 of Wands. Okay? So that might be your opportunity then to say something to the extent of, I know how this affected me. Did it affect you at all? And that might be, well, the response to it might be a heavy kind of deciding factor about whether or not you continue to communicate with this at all. It's that one piece of information some of you have gotten hung up on. So, you know, that might be your opportunity. Let's get some advice, please. When, I'm not quite sure, between the Fool and the Emperor, we're going to call that spring, you know? But kind of distinctly Aries season, so not too far out. But I must say the Fool's ready when the Fool's ready, okay? The Chariot, Page of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. Someone right now, as we speak, is saying they can't do it, they can't move forward. Talking themselves out of it. And it's a very small I, but very big feeling with the Chariot. So, yeah, the process has already begun for the approach, but someone's still hanging back in the I can't do it. So we're keeping an eye on the other person for sure, but also with that deceptive energy of I have no plan of moving forward to this. There's no way. It's self-deceptive, and this is what I tell people all the time. If you're having to talk yourself into or out of anything, it's best to stop. You know, but right now that's not what they're saying. Right now they have a lot of excuses why they will never move forward. Ever. Ever, ever. Can ever. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. So someone's still, I see your preoccupation. I see theirs too. You have your share of the preoccupation of that thing you get hung up on, like Oh, the birds. It's been raining a little bit. No, I just heard the birds. The sun's coming out. Anyway, so I see your preoccupation like a sweater that gets caught on a nail over and over again. What's been on your mind? And they have their own version of stuff they get hung up on. Mainly, can they come forward, and then 1,000 reasons why they can't. Eventually, that energy converts into something more direction. Empowerment of direction too. I can open up. I can communicate. I can own this, you know? But for now, no. No, I see the hesitation. Like I said, for some of you, it's a little further out. These are meant to be, you know, an energetic snapshot of the weeks. But this one goes out to Aries season a little bit, which really isn't too far. Anything else, please? Yeah, right now we're holding back. We haven't let go. Neither one of you's let go. But right now we're still holding back too. Okay? The time, energy, and effort specifically. And if you're busy talking yourself out of taking action, yeah, respectively, you would have a Four of Pentacles. It would stand to reason, right? Okay. But you've given this one a lot of thought. But I can see where you get hung up on it. Vivid dreams, the third eye, you're both connecting in that other realm that we would call dreams or the intuitive space. Okay. One of you has the eye. All right. But you both seem to connect over dreams. Dreaming about each other, those dreams are becoming a little more vivid these days, eh? Self-worth, spring. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Someone understands this is anti-self-worth. It's just a form of self-sabotage. It's self-sabotage light, but it kind of depends on how long they've been holding themselves back. My guess is a while. But then we have kind of get a grip on our self-worth, and like I said, spring. Okay? This is our self-worth. Acting or speaking in our best interest and not denying it, you know? Okay. Okay, please don't take this as a bad card. I know it says beware. Woo. Be careful who you trust at this time. Number 3. Okay? There you go. Right now, I don't think either one of you is in a space to fully connect to this and mean it. So, that's all. If they came forward right now, you probably wouldn't trust it. You could kind of see that Page of Swords. There's some pretext or an excuse for reaching out. You wouldn't be able to trust it. Okay? They're not ready to come forward, and I don't think you're in a position or ready to receive it. I also think you two have outstanding trust issues with each other. When somebody can actually speak up to where the point where they can be heard, then you can talk about whether or not the information you're receiving is something you can lean into, believe, or trust. Okay? But for right now, no. Okay? Right now, this person is showing me more caution and a sense of aware than you are. The need to blend into the background and not be seen. Okay, it's not ready to come forward yet. When they're done blending into the background and hoping they're not getting seen or caught or whatever in terms of your attention, when they stop being like a lizard and more like an emperor, then there's some communication, in which case you understand if it's worthy to participate in. You all have a choice. Okay? We all have choice. I'm just saying, I'd be much more inclined to listen to this person than this person who might have dropped an 8 of Wands prior to any sense of readiness. Because in a sense, it's like, I was just in the neighborhood and I was thinking about you, and but that's it. I don't know. You know what I mean? One sounds weak and timid like lukewarm water, and the other one's much more firm about what it's doing and why. That's all. Okay. We have the letters R and 2 medallions here, Aries as well as Virgo, the keyword here being practical. You might have any of these strong placements in your chart, could be connected to, or their seasons might be important to you. I've already pointed out Aries season, okay, as a potential time frame. Libra, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on, please, for Taurus? Some of that Taurian energy, please. What's up for Taurus? What's going on for Taurus? The Five of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Page of Cups. Okay, good way to rally the spirits there. The Emperor, the Magician, and the King of Pentacles. Good. Good job. Good progress. Very good. The Hanged Man, the Star, the Chariot. I see stuff like this for you all the time. I tell you what, the Taurus Collective moves, as always, at a particular pace, and you're either part of that or you're not. So if you feel like you're not part of this, check out your other placements. But while it starts out a bit rough, I admit, it's that can-do attitude that's so strongly associated with Taurus. I hope you're actually part of this because it looks good. I like where you're going. I think you like where you're going too, and that's what's important. Five of Cups, Seven of Cups, Page of Cups. It's kind of like what I feel about the past. I'm not going to let that bring me down. Okay? Five of Cups, we're all going to experience emotional abandonment. You're more used to the Five of Pentacles, which is technically one of your minor cards. Five of Cups here, emotional sadness, upset, loss, regret of the past. Seven of Cups, Page of Cups. Despite that, which we all are going to carry some Five of Cups, Some people got one bag. Other people got matching luggage. So whatever it is your baggage is, you acknowledge it. You understand that it's there. And I'm not going to let that hold me back. I want to open up. I don't want to be cynical and jaded and turned off. I want to be open. Seven of Cups, Page of Cups, and that's beautiful. It's very simply stated for you. I wouldn't expect anything less. So this is something you're either feeling now or you're not. That sense of the past is the past is the past. All I can do is learn from it. But if I choose to not open up when I know I want to, then that's a failure on my part. So the Taurus I'm looking at, you're choosing to open up in the smallest ways. Hope, optimism, love, the ability to see love in yourself and wanting to express it outside of you. Okay? Seven of Cups, Page of Cups. Like I said, it's very subtle. But it's honest, and it's as good a place as any to start. Particularly in, kind of like, dear past, fuck you. This is what I'm feeling now, I want to be open. I want to feel things. And past, you can't stop me. Some of you might have some very nice luggage, right? Very expensive. But you're like, that luggage is paid for. We're going to set that down. So some of you may not have expected, my point is to find yourself opening up these days, but that's where you find yourself more and more inclined, which is a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful inclination. I want you to take that, go with it. It's not a lot, but you don't need a lot to get started. It's beautiful. All right. The Emperor, the Magician, King of Pentacles. Well, ain't you looking fine? Very secure, very strong sense of self, very empowered, very Taurus, very on top of it. I love this. This is great. You're like, you know what? I like being me. Yeah, you are. And yeah, you do. The Emperor, the Magician, the King. That's great. It's like, I got it. I got it. Yeah, you do. You got whatever the hell is it. You got it. Okay. You are great. You look great. You look strong as hell. And by that, I mean sturdy mind, sturdy spirit, a sense of self, direction, and what the hell it is you're manifesting, whatever that is. You're like, it's all good, baby. And it is all good. I like that you're owning your manifestation. I step into this. I want more of it. I'm practical. I'm resourceful. I'm grounded. I'm stable. Let's do more of that. The things that I have been successful at, let's do more of that. I can own that. And you're showing me a firmness of self and spirit as you continue to open up your heart space and be a little more flexible to it. Again, not turned off, the opposite of it, more open. The more you feel like you, simply put, I love this. This is great. Strong sense of self here. A strong sense of manifest destiny. I am the destiny I choose to create. I'm what got me here. Oh, yes, credit where credit's due. Others helped along the way, I have no doubt. But you're like, I put me on my own particular map, and I like my map. right? I love that. That's great. Like I said, strong sense of manifest destiny here. So I see you essentially in your spirit when it comes to your 3D and you're standing in it, doubling down and saying, I want more of what made me successful, or bare minimum, made me feel good about me and or secure. Yeah, that's not a bad investment, right? It works. You want more of what works, simply put. Further out, the Hanged Man, the Star, the Chariot. Thinking on taking on a new challenge, are we? You seem to be open towards it. You're like, hold on. Let's think about this. The Hanged Man, the Star, the Chariot. This one hits a little bit more on the personal side. The Star and Chariot is going to be very personal. What's interesting to me is that you're saying you want more of the concepts that already work for you, that you can stand in your power in, that you can stand behind. You're there, you're authorizing that particular energy, that particular manifestation. I love that. But you're also having, or showing me energy in the future, dedicated with the Hanged Man there to understanding what's your next big endeavor. That's a little bit more personal. So the Star and Chariot, you have to want to reach for that. You're going to have the motivation. You're going to literally have to have the heart for it. I have a strong inclination. It started back here. You don't quite know what it is, but you're trying to keep your heart open towards it. The discovery process to that is going to have its results for you later. So you don't quite know what it means to be on the other end of being open to feeling feelings, and what does that mean, and developing them and being open towards them, not shut off, etc. But you will have, there's a reason, by the way, it's not a coincidence that you're contemplating that more deeply in future as it relates to your personal sense of drives, desires, and hopes. Again, far-reaching stuff that has a lot more emotional punch to it than just wanting more of what works. Right? No. This is going to make you go upside down and think. It's very personal, and you will know in time what it is that you are feeling so inclined to drive towards. And should you start including new points of reference on your map. Okay? It's very exciting. It's very exciting stuff for the Taurus I'm looking at. These are our three majors, guys. Please understand that. Not casual. This is not Taurus waking up on a Tuesday and being like, Wednesday, I got it. No. Now, this feeling back here might be something that started, say, on a Tuesday morning. But you're not really knowing what you're reaching out towards yet until you have a strong point of reference for your energy being stamped with success markers around April. Just to put it, not too fine a point on it. Boom. Business is going to really start to accelerate. And by business, once more, I mean continuing to manifest what you know already works for you. So this, then, seems to be a feature that happens after that. Let's say, around your season or later. Don't get me wrong, these energetic reads are really meant to be over the course of the next several weeks, but you, Taurus... I don't really do the next couple of weeks, Christina. Let's talk 6 months from now. That's what it's like working with you. Yeah. All right. It is what it is. You're like, yeah, well, do you know what it's like working with you? Oh, I know. I do. She said, smiling cheekily, yeah, I know what it's like to work with me. Oh, let's get some advice, please, for Taurus. I have to work with me every day. I am my own boss, and that can make for very interesting dynamics. It is true, though, and this is something I know Taurus understands. We're never so hard as we are on ourselves. This is very true for fixed signs. Okay? So I know what you're like. You might know what I'm like, but I promise you. I know what my critiques are. And like you, I can be very serious with them. Respect the process, right? All right. Let's get some advice, please. It's very exciting. I love that kind of stew pot energy. Things are building. And then boom. One day, I might see you just take off like a rocket, you know? But the fact that you're gravitating towards a star and you're thinking about including it in your map, that's cool. Let's get some advice, please. Yes. The High Priestess. Justice. Ten of Cups. I love this. All for one, one for all. There is such a strong intuitive drive for you at this time to do right by you. Okay? Intuitively, literally to do what's correct for you. And to balance those systems in your life that are so imperative to you. Your inner circle. We would call this family, friends, spouses, kids, lovers, all that. You're like, I want to do right by me and I want to do right by them. That's a very strong instinct. I completely understand and respect this. So many of you are feeling this now. More or less now. Pisces season. Yeah. But part of doing right by you is to be open where you need to. And then also factoring in others, your inner circle. They're very important to you. I see that. And there's a sense of balance and correctness for all, but that also includes you too, right? Or you remember to include yourself, that all your energy begins with you. Things look very different and they feel very different, right? It's like I can't just factor in what's best for everyone else. I need to do it for me too. And there's something about that when you step into it, it just kind of enhances everything you do and what you've done and how you just want more of it. And that's a cool place to be. You know, I know it's very overviewish. I know it's very generic, but also no, it's not. Again, you either know that strong instinct or you don't. That's it. Okay, but I like it. I have no notes for you. Do you know how rare that is? Okay. I have no notes for you. You're good. You keep on keeping on, yeah? Oh my gosh. When I have notes, the red ink is plentiful, right? Yeah, I know you know. For those of you who've been around a long time, you're like, I know. When you have notes, you're not exactly shy, Christina. I know. Like I said, I know what it's like working with me. But I don't do anything to other people that I wouldn't do to myself. Like I said, you know, I am my own biggest judgment. We all are at the end of the day. And the more we respect that about ourselves, we can be hard on ourselves, but hopefully we're fair too, you know? What's up? Self-worth, separation, detours, fate, tower stuff. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that has more to do with the past. Separation, regrets, losses, that kind of thing. You know what? Whatever it was in the past, we understand now that it was fated. If you believe in such a thing, just think of it as a tower. An inevitable crossing of energies, insights, understandings. Sometimes they're quite simple. Sometimes they're quite complex. Sometimes they're light as a feather. And sometimes they hit us like a ton of fucking bricks. The point is, at some point, fate intervened in your timeline. Again, having to do with the past and a separation here. But it was a matter of self-worth. And hopefully you can see that now. You seem to have no problem over here doubling down on your own concepts of self-worth. In fact, being reinforced. So whatever it is from the past, it was necessary. Painful, possibly, yes, but also necessary. Putting you back in touch with what matters. Okay? Self-worth. It was meant to be, but it served its purpose, no doubt. Lessons, all that big stuff, yeah? What's going on? I have been doing so much better these days. Timing. Beware. Okay, be careful who you trust at this time. Sensitivity issues right there. Some of you have particular feelings. I want you to abide by that. If you're intuitive, as I believe you are, sometimes you don't always know, right? Why you don't have a particular trust for a situation, place, circumstance, or person. It might be hard for you to articulate, but that doesn't make what you're experiencing any less real or valid. Okay? Sometimes you quiet and you blend in until you better understand the situation. For others of you, it represents an instinct. It represents an instinct. Okay? I want you to listen to that. There's something here Or if you have any misgivings in this process, listen to that. Again, very present focused. Keep your energy present, keep it focused, and ask yourself, does this balance well against me? Does this check out with me? Okay, because I don't want anything to disrupt your process here. Some of you might be at a time when you're having to increase your connectivity. And yeah, you're getting some warnings here. I can tell that you are a generous, connected Taurus. I can see that. Be careful who you let into your inner circle, yeah? Not everybody has the same values or intents as you do. We're getting some warnings for you today. Now, don't get me wrong. This is very reflective of that earthy energy, yeah? Snake, your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path. Just be careful. Be careful. It's the second time you've gotten that. Know who to open up towards. That's all. All right? I can see that you're giving and you have a generous nature. Not everybody's worthy of this. So ask yourself instinctually, does this, whatever this is, balance well against me and those that matter in my life? If there's any hesitation on any of your interactions or deals, you have the answer, even if you don't have the direct words for it. I want you to go with what you feel in this. Clearly, you're instinctual. Okay? All right. Got a little warnings there, but other than that, I think you're very green. Particularly in your future. I would have liked to see more of that, but that's further out. Okay. Oh, all right. I know, I saw that for you. The first thing I noticed was Leo's medallion. It's in the reverse. Generous. Some of you are very generous. Okay? Your time, energy, and effort. Just be careful who you include with that inner circle, yes? I think you know this deep down inside. Okay, but you also might have some very strong Leo in your chart, could be connected to, or this season might be important to you. We have the rose. Yes, you are ruled by Venus. Like I said, loving, generous. You want everybody to grow with you. I understand. Okay? We have the letters B, G, H, and then we have the captive's wheel. It is both the wheel of fortune as well as the world. Time moves forward always. No exceptions and no going backwards yet. So moving forward always, and as doors close, and they will also open. All right, we have the wolf. Some of you, clever, cunning. You run with a tight pack or inner circle. I understand. And some of you, like I said, it's just instinct to me. It's a strong instinct. You may not know exactly how it is. You know what you know. But you have a strong feeling. So listen to that. Okay, that's about it. Yeah, B, G, and H. Okay, Taurus honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on for Virgo? What's going on for Virgo? I just heard the song for Sesame Street, I think. Granted, I'm really out of tune with that show. But sunny day, chasing the clouds away. Some of you, it's been raining and you're sick of the rain. I hear you. Myself, I like moody weather, but I hear you. You can only take so many gray, overcast day. I understand. Yeah, they do take a toll. What's going on? What's going on for Virgo? King of Swords, Nine of Swords. You got something on your mind. The Knight of Cups. 10 of Wands, Ace of Cups, Devil. Ouch! Owie, owie, owie. Owie. 3 of Cups, the 8 of Wands, the Ace of Swords. Okay, I'm looking at the solution. And the Virgo I'm looking at, you have an idea what the solution is, but you're like, no, that's not the solution. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. I think that's where most of your frustration, I would put good money on, that's where most of your frustration's coming from. Then that's most of where your ill feeling is, not towards your feeling and not towards the connection. it's because it's coming from a place of self-conviction. There's nothing I can do. I think that would explain a lot of what I'm seeing here. I don't think you're a bad person. I don't think they're a bad person. It's just because from the very beginning, you're like, my mind's made up. Is it? Honey, you asking me, you telling me. You know, the King of Swords and Nine of Swords, the King and Queen of Swords, their whole gig is to dismantle difficult information, to make it more manageable, to make it easier to understand, to dismantle it, like I said, to digest it as fact, to take out the confusion and the blindness and the anxiety. You know, that's what they do. That's their whole thing. But they have cons too, like all signs, like all energies in tarot. They have cons, and they can get lost to the anxiety, ruminate. And I say ruminating hardcore instead of dismantling the thoughts. About your feelings, Knight of Cups. Oh, that old ticket. Yeah, that old ticket. It's not an accusation, don't take it as one. You're either someone who's very worked up, and I mean mentally worked up, about how you feel, or you're not. And that's now. That's not Virgo yesterday, that's Virgo now. You know, I'm looking at now, and next days or a couple weeks maybe. Some people stretch it out a wee bit more. Taurus. But you know how it is. I mean, you're an earth sign too. It's not like you don't get it. But yeah, I mean, you're showing me massive mental conflict over your feelings. Okay? Ten of Wands, Ace of Cups, the Devil. So instead of things getting better, they just got a lot worse. But again, in terms of feeling, it's getting twisted up into a certain level of intensity that's going to make you very uncomfortable in future if you continue to kind of shut it down. Or you assume that your feelings have nowhere to go, or they have no way to express themselves. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I'm not trying to be that person. It's here. I read the cards. You can see the cards here. Ten of Wands, Ace of Cups, the Devil. I mean, you saw what preceded it, right? This is definitely one of those cases of things get worse before they get better. But it's not 3D, it's physical. It's emotional. I think most of I just know it. The most of this frustration, anger, resentment, bitterness around your heart is because you've convinced yourself there's nothing you can do or say. That's the devil talking. Keep it up. Eventually what you think and feel will go away. In fact, continue to remain mixed up on the subject. That'll do it. That'll definitely keep you at bay. You just kind of trying to cold turkey your feelings, strong arm it, white knuckle it, however you want to do it, is making things a lot harder on you. And it's over your big, beautiful heart. You know? You feel very intensely about it. It probably makes you feel really fucking weird. If not yet, then you will. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for anybody. I'm looking at the solution. Three of Cups, Eight of Wands, the Eight of Swords. You're like, that's not the solution. It is. It is. It's some kind of solution for you. Like I said, typically what we've been trying to avoid is the first thing we need to do. In other words, do the opposite of what we've done. You know what doesn't work for you. So try doing the other thing that you're so convinced won't work. Three of Cups, Eight of Wands. That's probably the simplest thing I've seen for you. And there you are trying to ignore it. I'm not laughing at you. But you can see what's led up to this, right? And you're showing me a future. I'm not telling you what to do. Tarot doesn't dictate action. You do. And that's if you resonate. And you don't have to choose this. This is preventable. This is the future. You're still in the future. Here's the solution. Connect over communication. One that's straightforward, honest, and this is what's up. It's about feelings, clearly. And you're like, that can't work. We're back to square one. Here's what you feel. Here's what you're convinced you can't express. It twists you up, makes you miserable. I don't think you're a bad person. I don't think your feelings are bad. I think they get taken to a bad place in order to justify refraining. And this is where we take our own energies out on ourselves in a way that's patternized, devilish, and leaves us feeling a lot worse for wear. And here you are like, I can't do that most obvious, simple thing. because you told yourself. And you've been reinforcing that sense, even though it doesn't fit you and you don't actually believe it. Remember, you ever like stubbed a toe? Like hard? The kind of stubbing your toe that pisses you off so hard you question your own existence. Because here's the thing about the stubbed toe. There can be ones that are so intense in nature, like you question your own intellectual and emotional and spiritual purposes. Like seriously, you're like, how did that happen? I know that stupid fucking thing is there, and I jammed my toe right into that. Like, you're mad. This isn't like you were in public and something unexpected happened. It's like something stupid, like you're at home or you're in the garage and you know your space. You know your space. You know your 3D space. You know it's there. And that's what pisses you off because you know it's there. So how did that happen? So that's the kind of level I'm seeing for you. You've stubbed your toe and you continue to stub your toe on the same known space, the same known territory. Instead of you turning around and addressing that or moving it or just communicating with it, that we'll stop stubbing your toe on it and pissing yourself off all over again. You keep doing it. You keep catching the same corner. You keep catching the same piece of furniture. You keep catching the same brick. You keep something. You understand? But you're like, if I move it or address it or talk to it, it's not going to change anything. So you keep stubbing your toe and hurting yourself. I'm saying do the most obvious thing. Stop, take a moment, rub your toe, make sure it's not broken, and then look at that object you keep hitting. And it's not an object, though, it's a person. And it seems like, I'm not saying it'll be an easy fix. Guys, what I am saying is just doing a little bit of the opposite of what we've been doing will alleviate this by oodles. Just being clear and direct with the feelings, in some way. Okay, no pretext, no this official reasons, just launching into it. Some of you, that's like scary as hell. That's a scary prospect. And I know it's because you spent a lot of time telling yourself it is, or to expect the worst, or just avoid it at all costs. It works for some. For others, when they have such deep feelings, but they don't know how to acknowledge it, or they had a hard time, or allowing themselves to, well, ignoring it doesn't work. So if this helps you at all, congratulations, you're not an asshole. You have strong feeling towards this, and an equally strong sense to push against it, even though it hurts you. I'm just saying, stop stubbing your damn toe. You may not get the response you want. That's not the point, honey. If you use fear like that to hold you back, you will always hold yourself back. Is that what you want to keep doing? Not picking on you guys. That's just what's here. That's what's up. Let's get some advice, please. I don't know who this is. It may not be romantic. 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, the 10 of Wands. You trying to tell yourself to move away from this, to not balance with it, has caused you so much grief. The 10 of Wands, there it is again. Goodness me. I will not balance with this. I will not try to correct it. I will not give to this. I will not give to this. I will not give to this. You telling yourself that like a litany, just accept it, move on, has caused so much strain. It's running contrary to what you actually feel. Very much so. Aren't you tired, honey? Aren't you tired? I think it was a Virgo who very recently remarked on the fact that I used words like honey. Yeah, I'm from the South. It's not an offense. What do you want me to call you? It's a term of endearment and just talking. But yeah, I say honey a lot. FYI, in case you didn't pick up on that. But yeah, I do say honey. And you're like, don't call me honey. All right, then tell me that. But unlike stubbing your toe, Mine's just a simple form of communication. It's not meant to harm you. But if it did, I'd want to know, right? The Seven of Cups, just opening up a little bit can go a long way. But it's a choice. All things are a choice. Okay? Seven of Cups also represents a choice. All right. Goals, number 13. Progress is positive and personal. Goals will be achieved. It's possible. Anything is possible. Anything is possible, excuse me. Yeah. But progress here potentially, yeah, could be positive and personal. Oh, the seeds of spring. That's what it is. I had a feeling. A third party. I feel like someone's encouraging you. That's a lot of inadmission and self-denial. Even I thought it was a bit much. Do you have someone who means well, but they're encouraging you to not address it? You don't have anything to say, Virgo. Don't worry about it. Nope, nope. Just keep your distance. Hang in there. You'll be fine. Clearly, it's not working. So here we have the interference of someone who I'm sure means well. As like, you can't. People mean well all the time. Advice is advice. It could be someone whom you know, friend, counsel, a family member, I don't know. But they're telling you, no, just keep it distant. You'll get over it. You'll get over it. And you're like, eventually that might be true. I guess I just need to keep at it. I'll just keep stubbing my toe. I'd already say that's a bit much. I'm sure someone means well, but I think you're trying to adopt and practice advice that's not exactly what you would give yourself. Okay? That's all. Some of you might recognize that by spring, which is right around the corner in tarot time. Okay? There's a difference between, good advice and advice. Some people's best vice is advice. It's that person who, they mean well, but they always seem to have something to say about every particular subject, whether or not they were asked. And there's people who really think they have your best interests at mind, but they don't understand how much is eating you up inside. If they did, the advice to keep yourself in check and to just get over it. They may not be so generous with their assessment. Again, understand the influence here of what other people would do versus what you would actually do for yourself. Two different things, it seems, I think. I know, so. Okay. You might tell your friend there, I don't think you realize how much I'm stubbing my toe. And it's starting to go numb. My toenails are falling off. Okay, anyway, moving on. We have the letters, two R's, V, and Y. We have the medallion of Taurus. You might have some very strong Taurus in your chart. Could be connecting to, or the season might be important to you. That's still under the blanket of spring, by the way. They have the Pegasus with wings upright. Yeah, I agree. You have the freedom to choose and to take action as you see fit. I mean, again, just what they would do is what they would do. And sometimes we want to impose that. This is what you should do. You listening? This is what you should do. And why do I feel so miserable? Anyway, we have the four-leaf clover. Touch of luck there. A little bit. Touch of the luck. There might be some resolution in this for you. A moment. That's some insight. Okay, Virgo, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Sunday check-in. If, by the way, you have any interesting Virgo in your chart, perhaps check theirs out. Your card made a prominent feature, but just FYI, doesn't have to be. All right. What's going on, please, for Capricorn? Show me Capricorn, please. Let's do one more. Show me Capricorn. What's up? Cappy. The Sun, the Hierophant, the Ace of Cups. Well, it started out with a certain sense of softness and warmth, but we'll get to that, okay? Page of Swords, yeah. The High Priestess, oh, the Star, okay. 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 Temperance, the Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Starting off with such a beautiful warming element. The Sun and the Hierophant, those are a lovely combination. Lovely. Eight of Cups, but you're kind of separated. You are separated from yourself and what you understand believes happiness, right? That's not a challenge, don't take it as one. Every now and again, as the Hierophant, we're going to question our higher self. What it is I believe that makes me happy, is that making me happy? I don't feel too happy right now. Eight of Cups. In fact, I feel a little emotionally detached, a little unavailable. I feel that I want to be happy. I feel I want to rise into that. I feel that that's my higher self, but it's currently not where I'm finding it. You know? A little bit of numbness there. I don't think we've full-on walked away from anything. It's just saying I have this idea that I've committed myself to happiness, but am I achieving it? So you're questioning this. Okay, you're questioning your higher self, like I said, with the Hierophant there. All right. There's this idea of you went along with this idea, the ride for the happiness, but you're questioning where you find yourself today and having met that goal. Let's talk about that. Page of Swords, the High Priestess, the Star, because your intuition's been quietly talking to you. It's still an underdeveloped thought. Again, it's not a challenge, don't take it as one. It's an underdeveloped thought. It's an underdeveloped feeling. You've yet to fully pursue it. It's kind of like this idea of happiness and where I can find it. I need to stop taking for granted or assuming that I know it's true. Because at some point you signed up to the theory of you know what that is. The Hierophant is a sense of agenda, tradition, and norm. This is what I commit to. So you've always kind of committed to this idea of happiness. So you're like, where the hell is it? Maybe there's some room for error in there, because now we're questioning it a little bit. It's not a lot, but that's how these things start. Page of Swords, like I said, the High Priestess, the Star. Man, that's beautiful stuff. You have a feeling that there might be another source of happiness for you. Specifically potential. Can you aspire to it? Happiness isn't always what it's sold itself as, you know? It's not always what we think it is. It's not always what it's cracked up to be. Sometimes it starts with a Page of Swords. We have a loose eye on a particular feeling here. The High Priestess, it's quiet, it's silent. And you're trying, to your credit, to explore this feeling. Okay? It's a little foreign, it's a little alien, but you're trying to listen to yourself. Instead of this idea of happiness, 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 everybody's pro-happiness. What does that mean? It's something that we largely took for granted as we know what it is, but why aren't we feeling it, if that's true? To maybe I don't know what it is, and I'd like to discover it. So I see you going on a particular journey here that's just begun. And it starts here with the recognition that whatever happiness is, it's not exactly what you thought it was. And what do we think about that? What do we feel about that? Yours is very, very, very abstract today, and that's okay. you tend to be very straightforward. And I got a little bit of that for you on the bottom row. Cappy tends to be very straightforward with me about this is what's up, this is what I'm doing. And it's cool. I love that. I wish more folks showed me that. But you're really very abstract today, so that's cool. You know? It's like my finger landed on a slightly different pulse for Capricorn today, and that's cool, like I said. So that's going to continue to unfold for you, growing into the exploration of the star, a new hope, a new desire, something that's far-reaching. It's not necessarily about happiness, but more about finding potential that perhaps you didn't understand was there, and how can you tap into it? How can you lean into it? How can you explore that further? And that a big part of that is going to be the intuitive process. It's not as easy to define or explain as the Hierophant that says, I know what I'm signing up for. I know what happiness is. Thank you. Then why aren't we feeling it? So here I'm seeing a Capricorn who is questioning their spiritual beliefs, core beliefs specifically, about what is happiness. I always kind of assumed I knew. And I guess that's why I'm bursting at the seams of happiness, right? Because I know and I'm living it, right? And now we're questioning it. They're like, there might be a different road to happiness. Sense of purpose. And it's not always straightforward. It's not. It doesn't always make sense. It doesn't. And it's harder to define, that's because it's largely unexplored territory. Okay? But I want you to continue on with the instincts because it's correct. There's something here that's already set in its way about what you understood happiness to be, and you no longer identify with it. That's clear to you, or it's becoming clear to you. And thus, when we incorporate that knowledge, it's going to be a bummer at first. It's going to be a bummer at first. I promise you. It's going to leave you questioning, well, what is there then? What is my purpose? What is something I can reach for the long term and feel good about? What is my potential here? I'm not saying. I'm trying to feel my way towards it, and so you are. To your credit, you're totally doing that, and I want you to continue on with it. But this portion here at the opening, it suggests you're a little uncomfortable right now. I thought that was going to make me happy. So, okay, just to put it in context, because I know the abstract stuff can drive me crazy too. So let's say, for instance, you always assumed, right, your Hierophant. I was talking at the opening about my spring front garden. I always committed to the idea that a happy garden is just all roses. Now, let's say I have a garden full of roses and they're not making me happy. But I assumed that they were supposed to. I signed up for that. I said, a garden full of roses will make me happy. They're not that great. And now you're having that kind of insight with yourself. They're not that great. Why did I think this was so great? Why did I think this was the form of happiness? Why? So for some of you, like I said, you're deeply questioning your spiritual beliefs. The Hierophant's backing it up with the High Priestess, and you're just experiencing a lot of sense of spiritual growth right now as it relates to that sense of importance and destiny and drive. And we're going to stop taking for what we knew for granted as true. The Hierophant's getting turned on his head a little bit, and that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. The more we understand our higher self practices, the better we understand ourselves. And there's something here you want to tune into. And it's different to you. It's a little alien, that's okay. Temperance, Six of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. That tends to be Capricorn. In the meantime, you're like, I will continue to do best practices. I love that about you. I will continue to, exude, showcase best practices. Thank you very much. Temperance, Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups. You really do have a tendency to put, let's call it family and friends first, and that's beautiful. I've been seeing an increase for folks in that division, which makes me happy. Ten of Cups for some reason is so dismissed in tarot, and I have no idea why. The inner circle, but I suppose that depends on one's point of view. The inner circle is everything, who we have in our life and why, who we can rely upon and love us in return for who we are and why. That's everything. you know? So for some of you, you're like, your main gig, though, is to continue on with what matters in your life, to continue to show that temperance and love and compassion and showing up and doing your part, Six of Pentacles, so it can do the same for you. So that's beautiful. That's not a bad place to be. Lots of focus in the general sense for you in future is just temperancing and balancing up with the people who matter the most in your life. And understanding that's, for many of you, your core grounding principle. What I'm saying for you on the top line is a personal sense of fulfillment. Is different. This was already in place. Temperance, Six of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. That's a construct for Capricorn that's not going anywhere. You know, this fulfills me. It makes me feel good. It gives me direction and purpose. And like I said, grounding principles. This has more to do, like I said, with a personal sense of satisfaction that up until very recently we took for granted was true for us. Okay? Let's get some advice, please. So I'll continue on. When you will start to see results of this, I couldn't say. Like I said, it's a little further out there. It depends on how much insight you allow yourself in the intuitive process. Okay, to kind of tell you and inform you a little bit more every day about what that star could be. What is it that you wish for? What is it that you are kind of feeling your way around in terms of something that can show you your own potential? Give you focus, context, and meaning more than what our assumed sun was, you know? Turns out, in my front garden, I want a little bit more than just the roses, right? The star, yeah. I kept hearing it. Keep shuffling, keep shuffling. The star, Queen of Swords, the sun. And you're like, why can't I have both? Yeah, there it is. It's beautiful. Thank you, Spirit, for summarizing it. Sometimes I just think I should start with advice and work backwards. It's like reverse engineering of tarot. The sun, Queen of Swords, and the star. There it is. You're like, that's real happiness over there. So the more, you see his? Right there, it starts out with a little guy, and then it expands into a Queen of Swords. Give this more thought. Give this more of your feeling. You will find your true happiness with a long-term vision is coupled up and they're syncing up or they're trying to sync up. You grow into this. It's beautiful. You grow into it with knowledge and feeling. They're both there. So whatever it is we assumed would make us happy, turns out we needed a learning curve, yeah? Continue. You will know soon enough about what real long-term happiness and sense of fulfillment is. It's so beautiful. I wish I knew what some of you were gravitating towards, but for many of you, you've yet to really give that your full attention, and that's the whole point of discovery there. So continue on. That's it. I'm going to go ahead and pull some of these right away. I have the oracles there on hand just in case I want to use them. I don't use them all, you know? It's just a kind of feeling. With you, though, yeah. For some of you, it represents a career change, and you want to know if this is something you can support for yourself. Will others support you? It looks like you have a pretty good support system that you balance well with. Here it says your life purpose fully supports you. You want a career change, and some of you don't know that. You're just coming to terms with it. You thought you would be doing whatever it is you do forever, and that it would always make you happy. Turns out, it served its purpose, but it wasn't the end-all be-all, right? Okay. Some of you just represents change. And can you support that? Oops. Didn't mean to. You're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve. So again, something that doesn't just make you happy, but set you up well for the future. Mm-hmm. Goals, number 13. Mm-hmm. Progress is positive and personal goals will be achieved. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, yeah. Celebration of abundance, gifts. You've been blessed with many gifts. You never had to just set yourself up to exploring one. Some of you have been blessed. Some of you created your own abundance, and that in and of itself is a form of celebration. But some of you were blessed with many gifts. Use them. Chasing. Some of you feel like you're chasing something you don't quite understand. I know. That's you trying to understand this morning. It's okay. Manifest a karmic partner. Some of you would like more assistance with this karmic partner here. I'm not necessarily seeing that as a romantic construct. For some of you, it might be. It's not like exactly we're manifesting a karmic partner. I'm saying this more as someone who understands. Someone who is destined to help or give you influence. Some of you are trying to manifest being more of something, not just to yourselves, but to others. Okay? I hope that makes sense. But no, I don't think we're manifesting a karmic partner. I think you're trying to manifest the influence of someone who better understands you. Okay? That's what I think. We have the letters Q, F, I, N, and the little star. Yeah, it's growing though. It's growing. Cappy, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on for Scorpio? Show me Scorpio, please. What's going on for Scorpio? What's up? Excuse me. Sometimes I can get some very outstanding acid reflux. When you know, right? All right, the Hanged Man, the Magician, the Page of Swords. Okay. You're like, I don't know enough to proceed. Okay. 9 of Cups, 4 of Wands, and Queen of Cups. Now I know. Okay, that gave me a good chuckle, I'm not going to lie. All right, let's keep on keeping on. 6 of Swords, 4 of Cups, Death. Good. I know that sounds awful, but it's not. It's really not. You just showed me proof positive. So the Hanged Man, the Magician, Page of Swords, they're like, I don't know if I know enough about this situation, place, circumstance, or person to continue to manifest it. Thank you. We're just going to continue to observe and think and reflect. And, I don't want to go out there manifesting like an idiot. So right there you have an admission straight away. You admitted, I don't know everything. I don't know everything. So we're going to hang back and be kind of casual, right? And just see how things unfold. It's a very casual unfolding process where you're like, I have the idea that I want more of this, but I'm not sure. Convince me. So anyway, it's a little playful. I'd even say it's coy. It is a little bit coy. But if you have any sense of what it's like to manifest in a place of feeling and being more personal, well, experience typically teaches caution. So I say all the time, manifesting goals and 3D stuff tends to be a lot clearer for people, a lot easier. When we get into the personal side of things, experience will teach you caution. We're talking about feelings. Is this good for me? Is this on point? Does it make me feel connected to myself? Is what I'm wanting, is that a good and healthy thing? Do they want that? Is that what they want? Am I good for them? Are they good for me? So here we have, like I said, it feels a little bit coy, but also the willingness to not assume, to jump in, or just take the feeling for granted. You're like, yeah, okay, fine. Would I like to manifest a little more? Sure. I like what's going on. Still, you've been on pause, not pause, but gaining perspective about what does it mean to desire this and want more of it, and not trying to take it for granted. So this is where many of you have currently been. Okay? It's a bit touch of the yesterday as well as what's currently going on for today. So whatever it is, it works. You could be showing me shyness around the subject. You don't want to take it for granted, the kind of blooming feeling and blooming thoughts you're having around this. And that's all. That's okay. Like I said, it's a little coy. It's a little shy. I was trying to combine the words coy and shy. It's kind of sweet. But there you go. So far, checks out. 9 of Cups, 4 of Wands, Queen of Cups. You're like, I feel really good about this. That's great. There you are. Your natural state of grace energy is out. And she's feeling. She's open to feelings. She's open to love, giving, and receiving. And the intuitive process is here. 4 of Wands, 9 of Cups. You're like, I think this suits me really well. So we're not as shy. We're not as coy. You have fully opened your heart to this relationship, and relationship is once more defined by 2 people. It may not necessarily be a marriage. You're still telling me that you consider yourself an individual that's developing in this. You are emotionally investing. Congratulations. You will soon recognize that you're fully open to this. You're emotionally invested. You like what you feel. You're not shy about it. It's full ownership of the heart. You're not afraid to be there. You're standing up in this. And you're like, count me in. But it's count me in from the heart. Again, we're water signs. You're much more likely to show me the water process as opposed to, say, Pentacle. Here's my active contribution. You're like, here's my active contribution. It's different. So we are in full-on love mode. It's beautiful. You look great. You look beautiful. You look relaxed. You know. We're giving, we're receiving. It's beautiful. What else is there to say, honey? Enjoy it. I love it. I love seeing you in love. I love seeing you falling in love. It looks so good. It looks so natural on you. So again, very cautious manifestation, not assuming everything's going well or that we can just, you know, that's all that is. And that's coming from experience. You know, I get it. People get those first initial feelings. I think this is going well, but you know, you're going to have some misgivings, but again, it's such a loose eye and perspective gaining and not wanting to jump in or assume anything. Okay. Am I right? Really, all you're saying is it right to manifest this? Is it right to manifest this? I don't want to assume. Just because it feels good doesn't mean it is good, right? Not all that glitters is gold. But soon you're going to find yourself with a whole bunch of gold from the heart. And that is beautiful. BEA, beautiful. 6 of Swords, 4 of Cups, death. What is that? The days of being unhappy, they don't apply to you anymore. You're not upset. There's no sadness. There's no anger. No nothing. You moved away from unhappiness. There you are. That's it. Unhappy days are over. It's weird when Scorpio shows me how happy they are. They're always like, and this is what I no longer feel, because we emphasize feeling. You know, we really, really do. You're like, this is where I am, and this is where I'm not. Any sense of unhappiness or, I don't know. No negative feelings at all. None. Just dead. Dead or transformed, or there's nothing to move on from. You feel good where you're at. You know, sometimes I swear, Scorpio, we are our own variety show. You know what I mean by variety show? You remember those? I think sometimes we are our own variety show. You can't just tell me how happy you are. You also have to tell me look at how not unhappy I am. Yeah? Yeah. Whatever it is that you've been moving away from, any old feelings of negativity and emotional baggage and missed opportunities, it's like it's neither here nor there. You're not on those shores anymore. You don't identify with those shores anymore. So let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice. Something here no longer hits your radar anymore. Of being disappointed in love, not being on the same page. It's like that's done. That's done. All right. Oh, you just back up Two of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Three of Swords. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't easy. You had a lot of trust issues to work through at the intuitive process, listening to yourself specifically. So that would explain why you weren't necessarily in a rush to manifest as soon as something started to feel good. There's why. Two of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Three of Swords. Can I trust what I'm feeling? Can I trust what I'm feeling? You're very intuitive, right? But once you take an emotional hit or some damage, you start distrusting what you feel. Remember I told you this? Almost coy, almost shy with asking for more, and should you? That was coming from a place of not entirely trusting your intuitive self. Which, like I said, you ever experienced manifesting love or been in a position? You learn some things the hard way. Experience tells you to hang back with it. You know? Sometimes you do get what you ask for. Sometimes you don't. But if it's wrong love, it's always going to feel like the love you never should have asked for. You know? That's when it's wrong. So that's why I see you wanting to be sure that this was right. You know? Learning to trust yourself again, it's a thing. It's a whole thing. That's all. So here you relied on observation and stuff like that. Three of Cups, Four of Cups, Death. Yeah, okay. Thank you, honey. I got it. You're like me. It's like, let me just make this clear. You too. You're like me. We repeat ourselves, particularly in the heart space. Let me make this clear. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Like, that's over. It's over. I don't feel like that anymore. Christina, I'll have you know. Thank you. Yeah, I know. You tell me. You keep telling me, baby. I want you to connect with what works for you, not what doesn't. So there you are. It's like, no more stupid connections from the heart. Right? We don't ever want to be in a position where we can't listen to ourselves. Right? If something intuitively feels wrong and you have to keep asking for it, then it's no good either. But yeah, Three of Cups, Four of Cups, that's over. That's over. No more connecting to futility of things. If something doesn't have any emotional room for growth, then it doesn't. That's it. You left that behind, you left it behind, and now you're clearly in something where it speaks to your heart every day, all the time. And it's gorgeous. Okay. Good job. Like I said, it's not enough for you to tell me you're happy. You got to tell me what you're over, too. I mean, honestly. What's up? Judgment 14. Listening to those lessons. Book of Wisdom right there, baby. Soul searching will bring inner peace to many areas of your life. Yeah, you know it's correct. When we learn from our lessons, they're never failures, okay? They're an opportunity to grow. That's all. You learned a lot, you applied your lessons, and it shows. Exercising good judgment now, spiritually and emotionally for yourself. Very good. Sakucha. All right. Renewal. Yeah. Crossroads. Spark. Oh, do we give into the spark? You're at that crossroads right now, about kind of getting out of that place of shy, about asking for more, wanting to believe that you could have more with this, and really safely emotionally invest in this, safely open up towards it. You're at that crossroads right now. Oh, do I dare hope? Sparks are flying now, and you keep thinking about them sparks. You don't want to take those sparks for granted. You're at that crossroads. If you learned your lessons and you learn them well, you will exercise good judgment and understand what is safe to manifest, to want more of, because you know it will feed you, because you know it will give back to you. Okay? That's what we manifest. Manifest what you can have, not what you can't. And for many of you, that's where you're coming from, and that's why you had to learn to listen to yourselves again. That's all. Oh, honey, we all take trips down bullshit lane. It just depends on how quickly we recognize it, and we're like, oh, Thank goodness Bullshit Lane has a cul-de-sac. Get the hell out of there. But some people take a long time to recognize it. You know? Higher self-activation. Going back to what you believe in and how you commit to it. Okay? Believe in yourself. Know what to commit to. Know what's worth committing to emotionally. And with the Magician is spiritual. Know what you commit to spiritually and what you can open up towards. That's worth. Okay? That's worth your time, energy, and effort. We have the letters C, R, T, and L. 4 letters today. Nothing else. That's cool. All right, Scorpio, honey, I do hope this helped you. I thought it was lovely. And once more, I like how you told me something's over, something for sure is 1,000% over. I'll never connect to it again. No going back, darling. Well, why would you? But it's interesting that you made that point. But I see why you made it. Because it involved you learning to trust your intuitive self again. That's why. You're like, I will never connect like that ever again. Whatever it was. It's funny how you made a point of pointing it out to me twice. I got you. It's like Scorpio's back, baby. We're back in the intuitive process. Cool. All right. Great job. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What is going on? Show me, Pisces. Oh, happy birthday, of course. We're in your season officially. I try to make note of it every time we do a check-in within that sign season. But happy birthday to my very early Pisces. I hope you had a fantastic birthday. And for those of you who's upcoming, same. What's going on? Show me, Pisces, please. What's up? 9 of Cups, the Lovers, Knight of Cups. That's happy birthday. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, beautiful. Ace of Cups, 2 of Wands, and the 4 of Swords. Hold up. The Magician, the Queen of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Okay. 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 Because that's full on embracing. I feel what I feel, and I can't be stopped. Oh. It's almost emotionally dramatic, but I ain't trying to knock it. It's just the intensity of it. It's just rolling off you, and it's beautiful. 9 of Cups, the Lovers, Knight of Cups. You feeling strongly about a connection. And it's very much at the emotional level. You just showed me water, water, which we can't take for granted for all water signs. But you're like, I connect to this connection from my heart. So, you know, the Lovers tends to be a multi-layered bonding system. It's a spiritual thing. It's a mental thing. It can be a sexual thing too. But you're saying right now, I'm all about the heart space. I connect strongly to my lover. And it's very personal to you. You're showing me your side of the fence and how you feel towards it. The Knight of Cups being one of your court cards. And it's like, it makes you feel things so intensely, so deeply. It hits personal registers of notes that only you can hear. I mean, whew, wow. I mean, look at that. It's like, this is the wish fulfillment of the heart, Christina. It's the wish fulfillment of my lifetime, of my generation. Like, you are tense about it. Like, we're talking, you write poetry. I'm saying it may not. You are, like, seriously, like, you're so inspired. You are so inspired. Gosh, it connects you. It guides you. It just, you know what I mean? Where you just have that, like, sometimes you just want to scream at how intensely you feel this. And that's where you are now. This isn't yesterday. Well, I'm sure you were feeling this yesterday. I'm saying you're at the height of it now. The emotional connect, where they are to you, we'll get to that. In reality 3D, we'll get there. But your heart's already full on connected to this person. Like, you're like, sign me up. That's the subscription I want. Yes, we're all about subscriptions now, it seems like. Does anybody even know what they're paying for anymore? But you're like, I do. And I'll subscribe to that. Okay. Oh, wow, it's beautiful, honey. I'm almost drowning in your water. It's gorgeous, though. It's a beautiful drowning. 8 of Cups, 2 of Wands, 4 of Swords. Here's the deal. In the not too far from now, I see you making a conscious decision to pull back from something, 8 of Cups. And that is a conscious decision. I don't know what that is to you. I'm not necessarily convinced it's your deep lover's connection, which you say you love from the top, tippity top of your scalp down to the tippity tips of your toes. All right? And you're like, I'm all about that. Intensely. Yes. I want a brand new beginning with this, some of you. But there's something here I see you pulling yourself aside and saying, realistically, there's something here I need to make a decision about. I got to leave something behind. Something I got to walk away from, no longer emotionally invest in. And we need to reconcile ourselves to it with the Four of Swords. It's something that you have not fully requited yourself to. It's a sense of I need to go within. I need to think about this. I need to reflect on it. And I need to know that I'm making a decision based on what I understand is now. So I don't know what this is. I don't know what it is that you're pulling yourself aside and saying, we got to have a talk, Pisces. Realistically, there's something here we need to evacuate. It could be work, situation, circumstance, some sort of connection, I'm not saying. Okay? Because I see what your heart's desire is. But there's something here you got to get realistic with yourself about. Okay? And make that decision. And it does represent some sort of decision. Because then I see you getting back to the subject of big love for you. The Magician, the Queen of Cups, and the Page of Swords. You're getting a lot more comfortable asking for this big love from the heart, like a lot more. It's a growing manifestation. So like I said, you're emotionally connected to it, but having it in your life, to be able to express it, to be able to give and receive from it, that's growing. So we want it to be less of, I just feel it strongly, and it doesn't need to show up in my life. No. We want it to show up in our life too. It's not enough to just sit there and feel it. We want to see it. We want to experience it. And whatever this decision is over here, it's a reflection of your willingness to let something go in order to make space for what it is that you do want. Apparently, this needs a lot of space. We're talking about full-on love, embracing it, and being comfortable with asking the universe to receive it. We're growing into this with the Page of Swords. I know you mean it. But actually standing there and saying, okay, I want to see this in my life now, not just feel it. You got back to that subject in future. Okay, so whatever this is that you need to go within and understand it's not worth your emotional investment anymore, or it no longer anchors you, or frankly, you don't want to be on your own anymore. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. It just represents a decision that you need to make in order to accommodate this, because whatever this is doesn't take up a little bit of space. It takes up a lot of space. Okay. So we need to make space for the thing that needs space, right? How else do we get to keep it? All right. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please. What's going on? What is going on, please? Oh. 10 of Wands. The stars. Yeah. I mean, you know. There's a heaviness around a lot of things. Oh, 3 of Pentacles. There's some sort of situation here that you give your time, energy, and effort into. And while it means a lot to you, you've been carrying it. You've been carrying it, which suggests its star properties have worn off. It doesn't have the same context or meaning that it once did. It doesn't have the same grip as it once used to. Whatever it is you used to build into has met its limit. In fact, the reverse is happening. It's a star that you no longer want to reach towards or put real work into, because you're saying it's actually cost you a lot to try to maintain this star. And it's really just a barely functioning 3 of Pentacles. So this could be something that suggests work, adjacency in a situation or circumstance, which you thought more would come from it, but it didn't. It could be a friendship. I don't know. But that's the label it's been designated over time and been proven and reinforced over time, that it costs you a lot more to maintain it than it's worth. Okay? That's what that is. realistically walking away from something and committing to it and understanding what its real value and context is. Okay? That's so, as for something that you don't enjoy very much, like I said, it's a star that's already proven its worth, and it's not until we're reaching it that we understand if it's achievable. So something about you reaching for this was achievable, but to a limited capacity over time. You thought it would give back more, it didn't. You thought it would build into something greater, it didn't. And then to add insult to injury, look at all the energy you got to spend to maintain it. So it's better we recognize these kind of things than not. Otherwise, you will continue to give to this. This looks like the thing we need to close out in order to accommodate more space for this. Okay? And I see things like this happen all the time, guys. It's pretty normal. And I still don't know what it is. You didn't exactly show me. You just kind of showed me what it proved to be over time. All right? Let's get some oracles for you. Plane 26. A journey is indicated either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. You're on a brand new journey, my friend. And some of you might literally board a plane in order to meet it where it is. For others of you, it's simply the metaphor of how you're taking off in a new direction. But yeah, it's a journey, a new journey for you. Number 26. Yours was really straight. Oh, hold on. I can hear you screaming at me. Just a moment, please. We have L, C, J, V, P, Y. We have the Book of Wisdom. Some of you are very knowledgeable, wise, well-read. News? You like the news? News. Or you incorporate, digest a lot of news. I don't know. Book of Wisdom, learning, insight. And then for some of you specifically, I got news. Okay. All right, that's cool. And then we have the Medallion of Capricorn. And the reverse, the keyword here being ambitious. Some of you feel what you're doing is very ambitious, or what you used to believe in or put energy into was ambitious, and it was too lofty of a goal. I don't quite know. Some of you just might have some very interesting Capricorn in your chart. Could be connecting to, or the season might be important to you. All right, Pisces, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's going on for Cancer, please? Show me, Cancer. What's going on? Oh, Ace of Wands for some of you. Burst of energy. Inspired, feeling called to hope and action, possibly passion. What's going on? What's going on? Show me, Cancer, please. Okay. Oh, okay. 10 of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. King of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands. Oh, yeah, honey. 5 of Pentacles, the Moon, and the World. Okay. Bit different of a track that I've been seeing for you compared to lately, which has been really cool. Some of you have just been blossoming like the spring flowers I intend to plant. Not this round. You know? I'm not saying that you don't feel the things in your life. I'm not saying that you don't have things to look forward to. It's just right now something is struggling to close out, and it's largely being aided and abetted by you. I understand something hurts you, and it hurts you now. 10 of Swords, 8 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, but it's almost like saying I can put up with it. And sometimes we can, don't get me wrong. 10 of Swords is no guarantee of an ending. I say it all the time. Because it's not. It does often represent the extraordinary amount of pain people will put themselves through before they understand or are willing to understand, as in your case, that sometimes doors need to be closed. You don't know that yet. You're still struggling. You're like, this hurts a lot to communicate with this, to take action towards it, but we're going to proceed. Knights of Pentacles. And there's a we in here. I don't know what it is. But someone's in there with you, and they're kind of giving you the same tit-for-tat energy. It's not necessarily helpful, but it's kind of like you're both. It's like You know, Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On. It's like the most flat note version of that song I've ever heard in my life. My heart will go on with you. But it doesn't feel good for either one of you. It really doesn't. But you're both hanging in there. You're both being stubborn. And it's coming from the heart. It's not like I don't get it. I get it. I understand. You want to receive love from this, but you don't necessarily want it returned to you. In other words, you still care about this. And when I see you try to give back to it, it doesn't feel good or comfortable. You know, and it kind of feels the same way. King of Cups, Four of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands. You're both showing me a sense of, I want to be open to you, but this is hard. Yes, I care about you. Yes, I care about us, but oh my God, this is so hard. And you two keep coming back to that point. This is so hard, but it doesn't seem to get better. I'm not seeing healing here. I see you two trying to learn to remember to love each other, to try to be receptive, to try to take each other's loves, but it's really hard. And at some point, you know, giving and receiving is very difficult for you both, and yet you both maintain, I care about you, I even love you, but you're both kind of questioning why you're quote-unquote holding on to this. Like I said, the willingness to accept that this is going in a particular direction is largely being aided and abetted by your two hearts, saying we have to hold on to this, but not also wanting it simultaneously. You got mixed feelings on the subject, so do they. Okay? It's fair. But it's a kind of fair that harms you both in both of your efforts to hold on to this. Five of Pentacles, the Moon, the World. Yeah, we haven't fully acknowledged where this is headed. But the thing is, someone's already thinking about it. They're just not owning it. Five of Pentacles is under the Moon. That's either you or them. Okay. The idea that this is irreparable damage, breakage, abandonment. One of you's thinking about it, but not fully owning it. And then the world happens. Okay? Eventually, we're going to arrive to the conclusion that some things are meant to be let go of. Now, this doesn't have to be a romantic partner. I don't know why I get that accusation. Why do you always take things to a romantic place? No, honey, that's how you chose to interpret it. This could be a relationship you have with your sister or brother, for all I know. I do know that the more you two insist on holding each other, you also seem to hurt yourself simultaneously. It's like I said. Both of your willingness or unwillingness to accept this cycle as being complete is being aided and abetted by you both, and your willingness to see that and call it for what it is, you know? I don't want this for you. I don't want this for anybody. But this is where we find ourselves sometimes, you know? So here's the thing. Here's my rule. I don't care what the relationship is. The relationship that you have with your mom or your dad or your spouse of 10 plus years, I don't care. Here's the rule. If two people want to make it work without hurting each other, they will. That's it. And if two people want to hold on just for the sake of it, they will. On this top line, so far it's a mutual agreement. But one person has the shadow of doubts, but they're not owning it. The world eventually takes all this. It's not sustainable, and I don't want it to be. I know you think you do. You think, I can sustain this. It doesn't mean you should. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And just because they agree to go along with it, and they have, in some way there is mutual consent here, either spoken or not spoken. they've agreed to go along with it too. So I know they're doing their part. Is that what you two want? To maintain a broken cycle? I know it's a rhetorical question. Oh, my tummy. The Magician, Two of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Own what you want and invest accordingly. The more we do this, the more we act like we don't know, the more we just delay things. Saying, I don't know. Then what is your Magician pulling on? You want something. You're asking the universe for help on something. Stop acting like you can't see it. Invest in what's correct. Start small. Not everything is all at once. Start by, I don't know, acknowledging this. That's if you resonate, you know. Take it from there. But acting blind or confused or indifferent, no change plus no change equals no change. So you're getting a lot of my sayings today. So I apologize for the repetition. It's just the Cancer I'm looking at, you kind of need it. Okay? Gosh, and this one, it really does take two to tango. It's just one person. One person I know is sitting there in the back of their moon. Like a guilty admission. It's not a guilty admission. It's the logical conclusion. Okay? Knight of Wands, the Fool. Someone's energy is growing bigger and bigger for a new beginning every day. It's part of that denial package. Okay? All right. I'm not saying you're a bad guy. I'm not saying they're a bad guy. Just saying you two don't want to carry on. And we're having a hard time admitting that, you know? Open up. Remember, awakenings are a spiritual calling and journey, and they're also a choice. Open up. Let it out. You know? The truth. What's going on? Well, that's not so good. Someone uses their fears control tactics. I'm afraid that this will end. Somebody actually wants it to. I'm so afraid to do this without you. I'm so afraid to not be connected to you. Control tactics. Someone's going to realize this by spring. There might be some unseen motivational behaviors to keep this thing in check or keep it in play. Either you, and nobody wants to be treated like that, or perhaps that's how you've been approaching this circumstance and you may not have known it. Okay, but we got a lesson in here, and some of you it's going to hit nice spring, which is right around the corner. Okay? About the adverse consequences of manipulation or control tactics and how our fears can run away with us. Okay? May not be you, but it's coming from somewhere. Okay. We have the letter B, H, Y. We have the coffee bean in reverse, no energy here. That was kind of an easy call. No positive energy here either. The only time I saw positive energy for you was under the guise of a new beginning. And then we have the medallion of a child. Okay, so there might be dependence involved, children involved, yes, and then also a false sense of dependency. Okay, helplessness. That could be part of the control tactics. A lot of people will lean into that sense of helplessness. I don't know what to do. I don't know what you're talking about. No, it's not that you don't know what to do. It's just you refuse to look at something for what it is and make a decision. That's not helplessness. That's something else. All right. Cancer, honey, I do hope this helped you as difficult as this one was. We all get one. All right? Nevertheless, I do hope it was helpful. You let me know. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.